left. He's everywhere. But Big John Skelton, number 19, this quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals, he's the one calling the shots. Got to get him the ball. But we know this Seattle defense. We talked about pressure for Arizona. Pete Carroll's got some stuff lined up for John Skelton himself.
All right, these two teams ended the regular season last year with Arizona winning in overtime and Pete Carroll's Seahawks going 7-9. And he's been 7-9 in 2 seasons with Seattle. Ken Whisenhunt has turned things around here in Arizona. The Cardinals finished strong in the second half of the season, went 7-2 in their last 9, but ended up 8-8.
Absolutely. You talk about the identity he brought from Pittsburgh. Toughness, physicality, being nasty, being aggressive. This team needs to continue to grow under what Ken desires and demands from this football team.
The Arizona Cardinals won the toss, but they've elected to defer. And Jay Feely kicks it off with Leon Washington, the great return man, taking it out from 5 yards deep. The season is underway. Washington broke a couple of tackles and is buried at about the 23-yard line. Well, here's the young man we talked about, 23-year-old. Oh, we got a little after the whistle stuff going on.
It's week 1, Sam. They're a little ornery today.
Here comes Russell Wilson, a third-round draft pick out of Wisconsin. He only played 1 year at Wisconsin. He had played 3 years at NC State, but then went off for a year to play baseball with the Colorado Rockies organization. Came back to football, released by NC State, and had a great year with Wisconsin last year.
Mr. Do Everything himself. He does it all.
From the 23, Marshawn Lynch, who had a great year last year, gets a couple of yards on the play. And again, the players get up. And the tensions are high. You tell me about it. What's it like opening day here?
This is divisional football. You see these teams twice a year. You know each other well. This is what you want. Week 1, opening day. This is going to be awesome, Sam.
The Arizona defense, they're known for swarming to the ball and they're hitting. Let's check out the Seahawks on offense. That offensive line, J.R. Sweezy, a 7th-round draft pick, a defensive player, switched to offense.
And then you've got the backs. It starts with Marshawn Lynch. Pete Carroll, they want to run the football.
Short pass is a little behind. Lynch was diving for the catch with Sidney Rice.
What do they say?
Terrific effort.
What do they say, Sam? Better to be lucky than to be good? You see it again, Sam. Obviously, the intended receivers, Marshawn Lynch out of the backfield, Sidney Rice coming across. Hey, this is a good start. Give the guy a little confidence.
Sidney Rice, who missed half the season last year with a couple of injuries, a shoulder, then a concussion late in the season. They love him back there. He's their key receiver. 2 tight ends in, Zach Miller and Anthony McCoy. Here's Marshawn Lynch cutting it back. And he's shoved back after he got to the 35-yard line. Let's take a look at the Cardinals defense. They call it a 3-4. They've got some great men up front. Dan Williams has lost weight. He's faster. Calais Campbell's got the long arms. And the great pass rusher is Darnell Docker.
Well, number 58 right there, Darrell Washington. He's a little heavy today. He got a big paycheck this week, Sam. A lot of young playmakers.
You're a tough guy. Adrian Wilson. They have to account for him. That's the man they talk about on the Arizona defense. Here's 2nd and 9. Wilson to put it up, being rushed, puts it up deep, and it's overthrown. And a late flag. Patrick Peterson was involved with Sidney Rice.
Well, Sam, and this is what we're going to see. Obviously, we're expecting defensive pass interference. Obviously, the Cardinals players contesting their case. We'll see how these replacement officials today handle all these calls.
Pass interference, defense number 21. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
Well, Sam, you see it. You get the arm bar. They're pushing. They're shoving. Everyone's kind of, I think you see Sidney Rice get the stumble, and I think that's what kind of deemed the flag from these officials.
28-yard penalty gives Seattle the ball on the Arizona 37-yard line. Patrick Peterson talked to us about wanting to be a better defender this year, his 2nd year in the NFL. Long count by Wilson. Here's the rookie, Robert Turbin. 5'10", 222 out of Utah State, 22 years old, a 4th-round draft pick. With Marshawn Lynch bothered by back spasms during preseason, Turbin got a lot of playing time.
Absolutely. And talking to Pete Carroll yesterday, could he been any more glowing about what he saw and what he expects out of this young fourth-round pick?
2nd and 9. Marshawn Lynch back in the game. Michael Robinson is the fullback and Sidney Rice motion. It's Lynch bouncing it outside. He's tripped up. Good tackle by William Gay, the former Pittsburgh Steeler, brought in and now starting at cornerback, and that's an upgrade for the Arizona Cardinals at that position.
Absolutely. Coach Wisenhunt loves the experience they added. You're talking about another guy coming over from Pittsburgh, Super Bowl experience, playoff experience, guys that have been in tough situations, know how to drive a team when you're down.
There's a big 3rd down and 5 on this opening drive. Doug Baldwin in as a 3rd wide receiver for Seattle, and he motions. Wilson throws too high and off the hands of Sidney Rice. The Cardinals were close to jumping offside, but no flag came out.
Absolutely. But here's what we see again. This is the Cardinals defense. Pressure, 3rd down, come after the youngster, get a hit on him. He got the ball out well, obviously tight coverage. This is what Russell Wilson can expect to see all day, saying not just on 3rd down, but this is the philosophy of Ray Horton. Pressure, pressure, pressure.
Stephen Hauschka will attempt a 50-yard field goal. The holder is John Ryan. Long snapper is Clint Gresham. And it is no good. Little short. And hooked it to the left as well. So the usually reliable Stephen Hauschka misses, and the drive is stopped.
Here's the snap of the hold. It's funny, we talk about teams that are great at blocking field goals. I could not tell if someone got a hand on this ball. Here's our shot from behind. Is that tip, Sam? It's hard to see, but it definitely seemed like something changed the trajectory of that ball.
The Arizona Cardinals blocked 5 field goals. That may have been tipped.
Calais Campbell again, talking about a guy that just knows how to block field goals. These two teams, both great at that aspect of the game.
Cardinals start from their 40-yard line with John Skelton, the quarterback, and the ball carrier, Ryan Williams, making his debut, regular season debut for the Arizona Cardinals. He missed all of last season. John Skelton won the battle with Kevin Kolb in preseason to become the starter this season. Last year, had a 5-0 record at home as a starter, and did a good job. He has been especially good late in games. They want him to be better early in games.
Absolutely, and that's what you want out of your quarterback. You want him to be great in the 4th quarter. He's proven that. Let's see the improvement throughout the stretch of the day.
Tight end Todd Heath motions. The handoff inside to Ryan Williams. Trying to find an opening. Gets just a couple of yards.
Looks like that ball popped out, Sam.
Ball came out.
This is what you deal with young backs. Obviously a 2nd-year player, but more or less, folks, this guy is still a rookie. A patella tendon injury last year kept him off the field. 2nd carry of the day, turnover.
This is really
Brandon Mebane running out of the huddle with the ball.
Without a helmet, he comes out with the ball.
Those big D linemen, they don't need their helmets. They're nasty, they're tough, they know how to get it done.
All turnovers are reviewed, so I'm sure they'll take a look at this one upstairs and see if they want the referee to check it out.
Decent run, trying to follow his blocks. Good fill by Seattle. Let's see where that, Sam, it's rule to fumble on the field. That first view didn't give us much of eyesight of when that ball comes out. Obviously that one there, the same.
Mebane was ripping at the ball.
The key again, rule to fumble on the field. So from the views we just saw, there's nothing that will stand to overturn this.
And now the officials from the sideline blow the whistle.
The ruling on the field is under review.
And the referee will head under the hood to check it out. That's Bruce Hermanson, our referee today. Replacement officials being used in all games in the NFL, as there's still been no settlement between the NFL and the regular officials. Pete Carroll with a lengthy discussion here. And again, as Heath mentioned, the ruling on the field was a fumble. So now they have to have conclusive evidence that he was down by contact to overrule the ruling on the field.
And yes, 2012 is a new year, but if you look at the 2011 numbers for the Arizona Cardinals in the turnover department on offense, saying they were 28th. This is the last thing that Coach Whisenhunt wanted on his offensive start of 2012. We mentioned the young back. Listen, the defenses in this league, we heard the mantra from Ray Horton, the defensive coordinator for Arizona. They want the ball out. Turnover, turnover, turnover. It's every word out of their mouth. They want the ball, but yet now they're the ones giving it back. And again, Sam, I just don't know. I mean, there's nothing conclusive where they could turn this over.
Ryan Williams, it's a big moment for him. He was hurt in preseason last year. A ruptured patella tendon cost him the entire season. He's worked so hard to get back. And they look at this 1-2 combination of Beanie Wells and Ryan Williams as being a real good running combination for them.
Well, it's very unique. I mean, you have two players that are big play potential at all times. You obviously have a much bigger back in Beanie, but this Williams kid, he's a little shorter than a Reggie Bush. But you talk about burst and acceleration and good hands, and a guy that's willing to pass protect. He sticks his head in there. He's a physical player. There should be a good upside. The problem is, these old school coaches like Ken Whisenhunt, if they don't trust you, you're not going to be on the football field. You've got to hold on to the ball.
You mentioned the turnovers. Last year, a big factor for Arizona. Here's the ruling.
The ruling on the field stands. Fumble, first down.
Okay. They couldn't find anything to overturn it. The Seahawks get the ball back at the Arizona 42-yard line. And that's been something that has hurt Arizona.
Yes.
All of last season, those early turnovers have stalled momentum. Minus 13 last season, 28th. Yes. To 28th in the league.
It's hard to win with that number right there, Sam.
Spread offense, empty backfield for Russell Wilson.
You see the pressure coming again, Sam?
6 men up for Arizona. They come with a blitz. Everybody coming. Wilson gets rid of it to Sidney Rice. And he's down to the 31. That's a first down. One thing that has been clear in preseason with Russell Wilson, he gets rid of the ball quickly.
Absolutely. The decision-making, Russell Wilson, not only the eyes, you talk about footwork, ball out on time. This is that West Coast. You know what? 1, 2, 3, the count, the quarterback, the wide receivers, tight ends are all on the same page. Ball out, pick up the pressure, first down.
Marshawn Lynch, the running back. 2 tight ends in to the right side. Zach Miller and Anthony McCoy. It's a play fake, and rolling is Wilson. Looking down the field, takes off. Picks up a few yards, maybe 4 on the play. He's got good running. We get an update, our first of the afternoon. Let's go to Patrick O'Neill. Patrick.
All right, Sam, let's go to Cleveland and show you what Michael Vick was able to do despite 4 interceptions, 3rd and goal. He hits Clay Harbor. This game is now final. The Eagles come back to really stun the Browns in Cleveland. Sam and Heath.
Thanks, Patrick. Oh, that was almost misery for the Eagles. 4 interceptions for Michael Vick. They pull it out at the end.
The repeat of last year, Sam. That team constantly shot themselves in the foot.
2 tight ends to the right for Seattle on 2nd and 6. Marshawn Lynch goes left. Good hold, good blocking up front. Nice run by Marshawn Lynch. Left side of that line, Russell Okung, the left tackle. Paul McQuiston, the left guard. Good blocking for Marshawn Lynch, who ran for over 1,200 yards last season.
I just love this guy. You look at the way he finishes the run. Yes, I mean, you look at McQuiston, great blocking, but that's Paris Lennon. Paris Lennon has been a longtime veteran, shouldered down by Lynch, finishes the run an extra 3 yards after contact. That's why this guy is crucial to this offense.
2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Marshawn Lynch, the running back. On first down, short drop, and that might have been a backwards pass. No, they ruled it incomplete. That was close to being a lateral pass.
It absolutely was. I'm glad that ball went out of bounds for the sake of number 3, Russell Wilson. Because to me, it did look like that was a backwards. He hesitated on that little quick screen, wasn't there. Defensive player's hands in the way. Yeah, we see O'Brien Schofield right here, kind of in the way of his eyesight, obviously trying to get that ball to Sidney Rice. Patrick Peterson right there to make the play anyway.
2nd and 10 for Seattle. Robert Turbin lunges forward to about the 13-yard line. He picked up 4 on the play. Bring up a 3rd and 6. Marshawn Lynch comes back in. Seahawks trying to take advantage of the turnover.
The crowd's starting to get a little rowdy here, Sam.
They introduced the defense prior to the start of the game, and then they got huge ovations. Out of the shotgun. Braylon Edwards in motion. Wilson running for it. He's slowed down. He gets across the 10, but he's short of the first down. Kerry Rhodes in with a hit to take him out of bounds.
You know what? I love selfless acts by wide receivers. You see Braylon Edwards coming in there on Sam Acho. Great block, but this is the Russell Wilson effect of this offense. They trust him with the ball in his hands as a runner and a passer. A 3rd down and 6 call. Not something you'd expect.
Field goal try, 2nd of the game for Stephen Hauschka. This one from 27 yards. And this one is good. So the Seahawks get 3 points off the turnover, but a good job by the Arizona defense stiffening up in the red zone.
Most definitely, and they were known for that again last year. Red zone percentage, they were 2nd. One of the best defenses all of football when teams got back in that red zone. They did it again today.
So the Seahawks get off to the lead, 3-0. Saturday, another great week of college football action right here on Fox. First, Aaron Andrews, Eddie George, and Joey Harrington get you ready for the kickoff with Fox College Saturday pregame show. Then Heisman Trophy frontrunner Matt Barkley and 2nd-ranked USC go to Palo Alto for their toughest test yet. They take on 21st-ranked Stanford in the Pac-12 opener for both teams. Coverage of Fox College football begins Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, right here on Fox. USC went across the country, played at the Meadowlands yesterday and defeated Syracuse. They had a huge rain delay at halftime.
Pete was glowing about his USC Trojans in our meeting with him yesterday. Really wanted to watch the game, folks, more than talk to us about this upcoming game with Seattle, Arizona.
Yeah, but we got him to talk about the Seahawks and their team and the improvements that Pete feels they've made. LaRod Stevens-Howling is back deep for the Arizona Cardinals, one of the top return men in the NFL. 3 kickoff returns for touchdowns in his career. Stevens-Howling from the goal line. Cuts it back and gets across the 20. Up to the 22-yard line, Malcolm Smith. Backup linebacker makes the stop, 22-yard return. Hey, we've got our rookie up here in the booth. That's Heath Evans. What a career here. It started with Seattle. He was in New Orleans with the Saints and went to the Super Bowl right here in this building with the New England Patriots.
Thanks for reminding me, Sam.
It was a great moment. It was a great moment for, to get to the Super Bowl was certainly a special moment. We wish it could have been better for you.
Absolutely. That 19-0 ring would have been nice and pretty.
Out of the shotgun. Skelton puts it up quickly and overthrows Larry Fitzgerald. Brandon Browner covering on the play. Fans react right away. They want an interference penalty on Browner right away.
They want that same call on Browner that Patrick Peterson got earlier on Sidney Rice. So the thought is here, big physical corners for Seattle. They want that same pushing, the little chippy, the back and forth. They want the same call that Seattle got earlier in the game.
Andre Roberts is the other receiver. The fullback is Anthony Sherman. And Ryan Williams is the running back. Lee Wells bothered by a sore knee and a hamstring issue at the end of the week. He's been coming back from preseason surgery. Williams gets a couple of yards up to the 23. Time for another update. Back to the studios in LA to Patrick O'Neill.
And we go to Tampa Bay. Good start for Buccaneers. First-year head coach Greg Schiano. Josh Freeman over the middle. 6-yard touchdown to Mike Williams as the Bucs lead Carolina 7-0. Sam and Heath, back to you.
Good matchup there. Thanks, Patrick. I love Josh Freeman. I think he's one of those guys that all of a sudden he's just going to burst out and become the top guy.
A rough year last year. They put some weapons around him. New offense, new coordinator, new mindset. This youngster's full of talent.
3rd and 8 for the Cardinals. Skelton being blitzed, steps up and throws incomplete. Try to get it to Larry Fitzgerald. Late flag on the play. He was covered by Richard Sherman, the second-year cornerback out of Stanford, who's an excellent cornerback. Another one of those big corners, 6'3".
Pass interference. Defense number 25. Automatic first down at spot of the foul.
And Sam, you know it. Pete does not like this. He called these cornerbacks out last year in meetings. Too many penalties, too many mistakes that gave opposing offenses first down. Fundamentally sound, play your position, do your job was his mantra.
Seattle gave up 40 first downs on penalties, 3rd worst in the league last year.
Guess who was number 2? Arizona, Sam.
Out of the shotgun, Skelton with time, and he bullets it in there to Larry Fitzgerald, who was covered on the play. But he got it to Larry up to the 39-yard line. Larry Fitzgerald closing in on 700 career receptions.
Well, he
started the day at 693.
You're right. You know what? He was 7 away. We'll keep that count today. But there you saw Todd Heap was actually probably the receiver Skelton should have gone to. You know, Larry Fitzgerald was trapped in coverage. But number 11, that's his BFF. That's the guy he wants to get the ball to.
2nd and 7. The end around to Andre Roberts. Nice cutback. Slips a tackle. Outstanding run by Andre Roberts.
I like the play call. This is a very fast, aggressive Seattle defense. The misdirection, constantly slow it down. You'll see the D linemen here. They kind of get pushed one way. This is what you love. Larry Fitzgerald talking about Dre Roberts yesterday. Kind of a jack of all trades. We see it here. End around, carry the ball. Larry Fitzgerald says this is like the guy he's been tutoring. When you see Larry Fitzgerald, you find Andre Roberts.
And we welcome those of you who watched the Washington Redskins defeat the New Orleans Saints, with RG3 having a big day. Here's John Skelton handing off to Ryan Williams. It's down to the 43-yard line. Leroy Hill in on the stop along with Jason Jones. Jason Jones coming over as a free agent from Tennessee. They expect him to be an important pass rusher.
Absolutely. An athletic guy, multiple moves, has a lot of different things that he can attack offensive linemen with.
2nd and 6 for the Cardinals. Shifting, 2 tight ends in. Jeff King and Rob Hausler. Hausler motions. Skelton. And he finds Andre Roberts. And it's complete down to the 35-yard line.
It starts with protection. Obviously with Skelton, he's been here, but this is first week 1 starting job. We're starting with Similine in the middle, your center. They gave him a pocket he was able to step up in. This is what they need, Sam, consistency.
In the offseason, there was talk about, do the Cardinals need a better number 2 receiver? Well, Roberts has stepped up and improved his game. Arizona went out and drafted Michael Floyd out of Notre Dame as their in the first round, and he's in the game, number 15 right now at the top of your screen. Skelton looks, steps up, and fires to Roberts. Down to the 16-yard line.
Empty backfield. They give the young quarterback a lot of vision. Spread them out, space out this big, fast defense, and we're going to see it here. You know, again, this is what's great about John Skelton, a big quarterback. I mean, you hear Pete Carroll talk about almost Big Ben, hard to get down, eyes down the field, and then Andre Roberts really being what Larry Fitzgerald promised he would be.
Stepped up, kept the play alive with his feet.
Absolutely.
And made the pass. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals at the Seattle 16. Jeff King, the tight end, motions. The toss to Ryan Williams. It's a couple of yards down to the 14-yard line. We have not seen Beanie Wells. He is active, but he has not played at all. Friday, watching him in practice, he was limping a little bit, and we found out he had tweaked a hamstring.
Sam, you were the one with the golden eyes Friday, a rainy, wet day. I wasn't sure if it was just the field, the turf, but you said he was kind of limping around. Facts are facts. The guy's hamstring's a little bummed. We've seen Ryan Williams getting the workload today.
10th play of the drive for the Cardinals, with Seattle leading 3-0. John Skelton works out of the shotgun. Everybody out. Out of the backfield, Ryan Williams inside the 5 and down to the 2-yard line.
Good play design. Simple, short, easy passes. But this is just good play design. Ken Whisenhunt, get the ball quickly to your athletic back. Listen, 1-2, ball's out. This advantage always goes to the running back.
Ryan Williams, despite the fumble, bouncing back and making some key plays here on this drive. First and goal at the 2, with Williams and Sherman in the backfield. 2 tight ends. Williams is stopped. What a play by Brandon Mebane. The defensive tackle from California getting underneath the pile.
Well, Sam, this is what you call a wham block, or what they were trying to do. We see Heap, a little short motion. We see the D lineman slip through there. You know, it's so tough. The simple things down on the goal line, everything is so tight. You have no room for error whatsoever. You end up losing a yard.
And I'll take some of the credit away from Mebane and give it to Clinton McDonald.
Yes.
Who made the tackle at the 3 for a 1-yard loss. Second and goal. In motion, early to set. Skelton with time, and that was tipped. Incomplete.
Not really sure about this one right here. Obviously trying to find number 11 again, which this is going to be the theme of the day. Larry was covered multiple directions. This is the one that I think you throw out of the back of the end zone. Skelton in the pocket, looking right, coming back, trying to squeeze it in that tight coverage to Larry. You do love the fact that the quarterback is going through the progressions, not getting stuck, not getting locked, not predetermining the play.
There's 3rd and goal for the Cardinals. Empty backfield. Skelton looking, running, shoveling it over the head of Ryan Williams.
Was that a little Brett Favre we just saw out of John Skelton? The touch was a little too much, but again, the extending of the play. I go back to what Pete Carroll said yesterday, kind of Big Ben-like, a big body, hard to bring down. Extending a play, just a little too much oomph on that ball, Sam.
So 3 tries from inside the 5, and the Cardinals fail to punch it in. Jay Feely will come on to try the field goal. Dave Zastudil the holder, and Mike Leach in his 153rd consecutive game is the holder. And it's through. The Cardinals, a good drive that started on their own 22, stalls inside the 5. The game is tied at 3. Back in Seattle, in Arizona. Seattle is about to get the ball after the good drive by the Arizona Cardinals. Sam Rosen along with Heath Evans and Heidi Androl.
It was raining here like it was Seattle.
It was strange on Friday. It just kept raining and raining. They don't see that here in the desert. They didn't know what to do. Nobody had an umbrella.
Coach Whisenhunt said it was the 3rd time in all his years here as head coach that they had a rainy practice.
Jay Feely kicks it off. Here is Leon Washington bringing it back. And he is wrapped up and brought down by Rashad Johnson. Outstanding tackle by one of the leaders on the kickoff coverage team for Arizona. 22-yard return. Russell Wilson ready to get back on the field. Back here in Glendale, Arizona, Seahawks set to start from their own 17. New look uniforms this year. I like them, Heath.
Absolutely. Seattle, you're going to see a bunch of them all year. They're like the Oregon of college football, or excuse me, the Oregon of the NFL football. A lot of different mixtures.
Crowd gets loud for the Cardinals defense. Seahawks with 2 tight ends in. Oh, jumping across was Adrian Wilson. They stopped the play. That'll be, well, let's see. Was he drawn across? Did somebody move?
Normally they start the pointing when they were drawn across.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 24. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Well, this is Adrian being Adrian. You know what? He wants to get the jump. We talked about the key in this blitz game of the Cardinals. It starts with number 24. He's the guy, what do we say, the 20-20 club, 20 interceptions, 20 sacks. This is your do-it-all safety.
Is he trying to anticipate the snap count there?
Absolutely. You know what? He's really just trying to deter Russell Wilson from getting through his reads, getting the snap count and all those pre-snap reads correctly.
1st and 5. Sidney Rice motions. Off the play fake, the blitz coming, and they've got him.
You know what?
Excellent play by Paris Lennon to take down Russell Wilson. First sack of the game for the Cardinals.
Sam, we're always talking about pressure. In 2011, we've got a flag down in here as well, but if you flash back to 2011 and the 2 games versus Arizona and Seattle, Arizona had 8 sacks in those 2 games last year. Pressure's going to be an issue again. Paris Lennon, listen, he's just kind of keying this. He sees that open up, and then he's going to shoot it. You're going to see it here in just a second. Hopefully when we get back to it, Paris just being that wily NFL veteran.
As they talk it off, Bruce Hermanson, 10 years college and professional experience, Division II, Division III, and other leagues. He's our referee today. Late first quarter, game tied at 3.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, number 68, offense. Personal foul, number 94, defense. They're offset. Go first down.
Reno Giacomini, the right tackle for Seattle. Sam Acho, the linebacker
It'll be second down. Both
Arizona.
Sam, we're looking right here. Here we go, right here. Paris Lennon, a little delay, let the game work, and then he just taken off. Russell Wilson doesn't have a chance to even read or deliver the ball. This is what they do. This is the Ray Horton scheme. Everyone coming from everywhere.
There's a loss of 5 on the sack by Paris Lennon. Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Seahawks. Ken Wisdenhunt throws a flag, throws his challenge flag on the field.
I think he's questioning the spot of the ball, the sack, obviously offsetting penalties, the ruling on the field, where the ball's placement. Both coaches, we've seen Pete and Ken out there trying to work these officials so far.
By rule, the Cardinals cannot challenge spot of the ball. There is no challenge on the play.
Okay.
Pretty soon, Sam, they're going to start penalizing coaches for challenging unchallengeable calls.
Well, if they've used up their challenges.
Right, when they call it once they're done, but obviously here now both coaches have their full arsenal.
Zach Miller, the tight end, splits out wide right. And the time has run off the clock, and the first quarter has come to an end.
End of the first quarter.
Each team with a field goal. Cardinals had 1 turnover, and there's been a lot of this. Pushing, shoving, intensity, emotion. It's a division game, and it's tied 3-3. Arizona starting the second quarter. First quarter statistics, pretty close, 3-3 game. Turnover for Arizona led to Seattle's 3 points. Seahawks with the ball at the 17 on 2nd and 10. Bursting through comes Marshawn Lynch up to the 22-yard line. Marshawn Lynch, just a spectacular season last year. Rushed for over 1,200 yards, 12 rushing touchdowns, and really the spark of the offense last year.
Well, and you mentioned it, but this is where Pete Carroll has just kind of held true to his word. They want to run the ball, 8 rushes in the first quarter. They start off with number 9 in the second.
The Cardinals call a timeout. Getting set for the third down play. We step out with the game tied 3-3. Back in Glendale, Arizona. When they talk about Russell Wilson, they talk about his dedication, the work ethic, the long hours of film study, and the belief in himself that this is not too big for him, that he'll be able to do this.
Absolutely not. Coach Bevel said he will refuse to let himself not be successful.
3rd and 4. Wilson puts it up. It pops up and is grabbed. There's a flag down in the Seattle backfield. Good grab by Braylon Edwards with Golden Tate out with a knee injury, and he should be back next week.
Number 56, roughing the passer. 15-yard penalty, automatic
15 yards. It's on Reggie Walker, the linebacker.
When this is a guy they're expecting a lot out of, a guy that gives them a different style of rush, listen, this is the play they're going to get called consistently. Ball was out close. You just can't put your head, Sam, into the back of any quarterback. It doesn't have to be Brady or Breeze or Rodgers. Listen, this is Russell Wilson. They are going to make these calls.
Mentioned Golden Tate expected to be back next week. Did not make the trip. Out with a knee injury, and Braylon Edwards, who's had a good preseason, getting a lot of playing time. Anthony McCoy, the tight end, shifts to the backfield. Wilson puts it up deep, looking for Obamano, but it's way overthrown. He was well covered on the play by William Gay.
I like the shots. We see so many offenses be conservative, not even with just young quarterbacks, with quarterbacks in general. Make defenses, make Ray Horton and this defensive crew, led by Paris Lennon at middle linebacker, defend the whole field, not just your West Coast short crossing routes and short shots. Stretch the field. I love it.
It's what Pete Carroll calls the new West Coast offense.
Absolutely. It's not the Niners of the late 80s, early 90s. They're striking down the field.
2nd and 10. Russell Wilson 3 for 6, 23 yards. Off the play fake.
Great protection by Lynch.
And Lynch with a good block. There's a flag down in the backfield. Russell Wilson goes down at the line of scrimmage.
You know, Sam, I said it's a good block by Marshawn Lynch. It looks like they're probably going to get Marshawn Lynch for holding on Darrell Washington. Let me see if I agree with this call. Look,
holding. Offense number 24. 10-yard penalty for 2nd down.
You know, let's see if we can get a back view of this for you guys at home. But here's the thought. You know, 24 avoids the play action fake. He locks down a very athletic linebacker, hands inside. Listen, these plays get called some ways 50% of the time. Good block by Marshawn Lynch.
Well,
it's a shame.
You know pass protection.
Absolutely.
You feel he did it right.
I do. You think about hands inside. He took away the inside from Darrell Washington, forced him around the loop to go outside, gave Russell Wilson time to make the play.
Now, this could be one of those calls where the replacement officials are looking at it. They want to make sure they don't miss something.
You're right.
And they go for the flag. Ball back at the 30-yard line. 2nd and 20. Play clock down to 3. Wilson drops back in trouble. Got away from Darnell Dockett, but then he's brought down by Reggie Walker.
Oh.
Good pressure from Darnell Dockett.
We're going to see Darnell Dockett here. It's real simple. You know, J.R. Sweezy, this is a guy that was playing defensive line in his college career. Dockett, one of the better interior rushmen, just beats him with speed, power. But Russell Wilson, that's the factor he brings to the game. Hard to get down, elusive, good eyes, good feel, ball protection. 3rd and 19. This is one of those down and distances. Darrell Bevel hates it. You've got about 2 play calls in all your offense to pick up this down and distance.
Have to get to midfield for a 1st down. Juggling the ball, the play was stopped.
It's either a delay of game
I think
or
delay of game. I think the clock ran out.
Delay of game. Offense number 3. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Rookie mistake there. What do you think, Heath?
You know, timing. Obviously, he just escaped a disastrous play the snap before. You come back. There's multiple different things that could have created a slowdown. But we want tempo. This offense is built off. Bevel wants to get him to the line, crisp, clean, really put pressure on the defense with the tempo and the timing of which they get to the offensive line.
Leon Washington in the backfield on 3rd and 24. They hand off to Washington, and he gets up to the 29-yard line. Darnell Dockett with the tackle, number 90 on top of Leon Washington. And we'll get our first look at Patrick Peterson returning punts. Last year, he returned 4 for touchdowns, each 80 yards or more.
Could you say wow? But it's not just that he did it, it's how he did it. Breaking tackles, blazing speed, great vision, setting up blocks. The kid, he gets it.
And he almost had a 5th one the final game of the season, but the punter, John Ryan, barely took him down.
The shoestring tackle.
That's right. Ryan kicks it high and far. Peterson looks, kicks it at the 26. Up the middle. And he's upended as he crosses the 40. The snapper, Clint Gresham, the man comes down and makes the tackle on Patrick Peterson. Good return, 16 yards after a 46-yard punt. He's in the game for the first time. A good sight for Arizona fans.
Absolutely. They need this big workhorse to be healthy and productive, ball secure, no more balls on the ground.
Cardinals start from the 42. John Skelton is the quarterback. Todd Heap, the tight end motions. 2 tight ends in. Here's Beanie Wells. He's a between the tackles guy with good power. And when he's healthy, he is a dangerous back.
He is. He's a back that really understands schemes. He's good at setting up his offensive linemen, good at putting their hat in the right place. And what I mean by that is, Sam, there's a lot of running backs, they just want to run to daylight. They're not really being obedient to the scheme of what they're trying to accomplish. He gets it. Good physical back.
Ken Wisenhunt sends in LaRod Stevens Howling with the fullback. Anthony Sherman in the backfield now out of the shotgun. On 2nd and 9. Pressure from the outside. Skelton steps up, and he finds early Doucette. Down to the 40-yard line of Seattle.
Great ball. Listen, again, we've talked about it over and over again. You're going to see it right here on the replay. You know what? He's back deep in the pocket. He shuffles up. KJ Wright's coming around the corner. Simple step up. Good ball. Early Doucette. We don't get to see it, but here we go. Right. What an adjustment in the air. Big wide receiver, athletic, great hands. Make plays for your young quarterback.
Cardinals are playing 2 tackles, playing their first games at their positions. One a rookie and the other a veteran who's playing his first game at tackle, the Anthony Batiste, and they've given Skelton good time.
So far, so good.
Beanie Wells gets a couple of yards on the play. We go to L.A. for an update with Patrick O'Neill. Patrick.
Yeah, we're going to take you straight to Green Bay. You see the Niners throwing to Randy Moss. Alex Smith, 14-yard touchdown. Unbelievable. I know he played with this guy. Let's go back to you guys. Sam, what do you think?
He's back.
It makes me happy. You know what? This guy's gotten a bad rap. I mean, he's a character, but what a worker. He is going to make that young wide receiving corps for the Niners a lot better.
Niners off to a good start. 2 tight ends in for Arizona on 2nd down. Off the play fake. Skelton with time. Out to Jeff King, the tight end. Earl Thomas grabs hold and brings him down at the 32-yard line. Gain of 5. Arizona keeping 4 tight ends on the roster. They've got Jeff King, who's a combination blocker and pass receiver. Todd Heap, good down the seams. And Rob Hausler is an excellent receiver.
Young, athletic, and fast Rob Hausler. But again, it's kind of the trend this day and age in football. Bigger tight ends, you get your mismatch down the field. Short, easy completions. You can body up DBs, safeties, even smaller linebackers.
And Jim Dre is the 4th tight end on 3rd and 3. Skelton outside, and it's caught for a first down by early Doucette. Knocked out of bounds at the 18-yard line by Leroy Hill and Richard Sherman.
Sam, you know what? this is going to seem simple, but you're going to see on the replay. Skelton, this is simple quarterback 101, makes the throw, gets the ball. But look at early Doucette at the end of the run. We live in such a fancy day and age. Everyone wants to run out of bounds before contact. This guy lowers his shoulder, delivers the boom, really setting a tone for his football team, giving his quarterback an extra yard or two on a completion as well.
John Skelton, 8 for 11, 95 yards. Good start to the game for John Skelton. It's Beanie Wells. He's down. He got up. He just wanted to keep on running. Got a yard on the play. Clinton McDonald with another good tackle.
These are two teams, Sam, that, you know what, their philosophies are different on offense, but they both really want to start with the run. You know, we talk about a day where you really throw to run, you pass to set up the run. Not these two teams. These teams, they want to be physical. They want to wear down that opposing defensive line, and we see it play after play. Staying consistent with the run. A physical style of play that will trend later on in the season when you must win games.
Ball at the 17-yard line. 2nd and 9, two tight ends in. Roberts and Fitzgerald, the wide receivers. Skelton being rushed, was hit as he threw, and the pass a little too high, intended for Todd Heap.
This is really probably the first pressure that we've seen on Skelton today. We talked about the two tackles. You know what? They just outnumbered them, and this is the game that you play. This is really a Pete Carroll defense just winning. You know, Coach Wisenhunt obviously working protections with two young tackles, but that's what you've got to do. You just try to overload an offensive line, get more than they can pick up.
Leroy Hill was the man that got to Skelton as he was releasing. Now a 3rd and 9 for the Cardinals at the Seattle 17. Skelton gets time and throws, completes to Todd Heap. He's down, and the flag on the play.
Looks like we'll probably add a face mask to the play. Came in a little late. That's my expectations of the call. But again, John Skelton, good in the red zone.
It's a good throw.
Absolutely. You know what? Again, shotgun. You've got Anthony Sherman, your fullback, in for protection. You know, you've got Todd Heap in the slot. Obviously,
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 31, half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
And again, we've got Todd Heap right here in the slot. He's coming up, and this is what we've got. You know, he's pushing up. This is, again, spacing, timing, rhythmic, and then a big wide receiver. Yes, these safeties are big. Todd Heap's a big man.
Cam Chancellor with a face mask penalty. 1st and goal, Arizona at the 2. Second time they've been this deep. Tight formation. Beanie Wells, he wanted to launch, then had a second thought and got down to the 1. Brandon Browner with a tackle on Beanie Wells.
Here's our replay again. You know, we talk about the physical side of things here. You got to win the offensive line. Goal line, people, there's only so many goal line plays you have. You know, you see there's not a lot of penetration, but you've got to get a push. I would call it the 6-inch rule. You've got to win 6 inches of your offensive line battle. Move that defensive line back.
Off the play fake. Skelton looking, throwing, missed. Jeff King was open. A yard into the end zone. But at that time, the pass was offline.
Really was, Sam. This is one he wishes he had back. We can see him grinning right now. You know, another thing, I think Arizona fans, why are you grinning? But you know what? He made a mistake. He throws off his back foot. He rushed it down here in the red zone, down the goal line. But what did we hear about this kid from his teammates and the coaches? He's unshakable. He just kind of waves it off, and that is the best thing you can have in your starting quarterback.
11th play of the drive for Arizona. It's 3rd and goal inside the 2. Andre Roberts, Larry Fitzgerald, early Doucette. They hand off to Lerod Stevens. Howland at the goal line. He's in. Touchdown.
Slip the little guy the ball. Good job. You see the hole, but even still, you know what? He avoided some pressure in the backfield. Guy wraps up his leg. You know, we'll get a look here again, but this is what you like, your mixed match back, a Darren Sproles in New Orleans. But they give him the ball, finds a way to get it in. Good job, good play call. You're expecting a pass. You know what? I can't make out the number there. I think that's Leroy Hill that somehow gets a hit on him there in the backfield, makes a miss, gets that tip of the ball over the white line.
So the little guy at 5'7", 185, goes into the Valley of the Giants.
It comes out alive.
Across. That's right. Nice job.
Previous play is under review.
All scoring plays are checked out.
The play has been confirmed. Touchdown.
There you go. Upstairs, they looked at it. Said he was definitely across before his knee touched the ground. And the Arizona Cardinals have taken the lead.
You know, we praise LaRod Stevens-Howlings for the great run, but you back it up a couple plays. It was really John Skelton and Todd Heap hooking up of a young quarterback in the red zone, an area where they were just okay last year. This offense, 15th in red zone. Good for them to punch it in. Hopefully make this 6-7.
Second rushing touchdown of LaRod Stevens-Howling's career. 11 plays, 58 yards. And the little guy busts it in. Arizona with a 10-3 lead. Evans Heidi Androl in Glendale, Arizona, where the Cardinals with an 11-play, 58-yard drive over 5 minutes. And John Skelton 4 for 6 on that drive.
I love it. But you really talk about money downs in football. Third down, 3rd and 9. He finds Todd Heap, extends the drive. But then down there in the red zone, 2nd down, the inherent throw. Listen, he's 1 for 1 on those money downs. We'll continue to watch him.
So I'm talking with Kevin Kolb, who we beat out for the job.
Yes, sir.
Jay Feely to kick it off. Leon Washington is deep. Good kick, goes through the end zone. Arizona Cardinals have a 10-3 lead. They capped off their 58-yard drive on the run by LaRod Stevens-Howling. Larry Fitzgerald says, "John, you're my quarterback." Line with Marshawn Lynch in the backfield. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers to the right. Lynch carries and gets about 3 on the play. Well, it's crunch time. The drive for the playoffs on in baseball, and we've got games for you this Saturday on Fox. The Yankees home against the Tampa Bay Rays. That's a huge one in the American League East. The Nationals and the Braves in the National League East, and the Tigers and the Indians in the American League Central. This week, 3:30 p.m., 12:30 Pacific time, only on Fox. The drive for the playoffs is on. 2nd and 7, Marshawn Lynch cutting it back and hit hard. Reggie Walker with the hit. Finally, we're getting to Heidi Androl. We missed you, Heidi. What's going on down on the field?
I miss you guys too. Well, lots going on down here. Russell Wilson, we just saw a little bit about baseball. Russell Wilson knows a thing or two about baseball. He was actually drafted in 2010 by the Colorado Rockies. He spent his summer in 2011 playing for the Asheville Tourists. He gave up baseball to play football. He spent his 4th year of eligibility playing for Wisconsin and then was drafted by the Seattle Seahawks. Him and his wife did a little fun game. They put all 31 names of every team in a hat. The team he drew before the draft, the Seattle Seahawks. Guys, it's working out all right for him.
How does that happen? Russell Wilson's pass is complete. Good catch by Sidney Rice up at the 32-yard line. And that's a 1st down for the Seahawks.
Well, and you love the situation, too. 3rd and 5. Again, we talk about money downs with John Skelton. Good ball. Put it really the only place he could, out in front of him. Don't give the defender an opportunity to make a play. But this guy wears a band. Speaking of Russell Wilson, it says highly favored. Obviously, his picks out of a hat of all those 32 teams, he's highly favored on picking things as well.
They spotted at the 31. Wilson quick outside. Doug Baldwin gets about a yard on the play. Time for an update, and for that we go back to the LA studios to Patrick O'Neill.
And we're going to take you to Lambeau Field. The Packers down 10-0 to the Niners thanks to a pass interference. Well, first a goal at the 1. Rodgers to Jermichael Finley for the touchdown. It's 10-7. Sam and Heath.
Thanks, Patrick. That's a big matchup. Packers obviously 15-1 last year, but fell short when they were knocked out of the playoffs by the Giants, who went on to win the Super Bowl. Marshawn Lynch, big hole. Nice blocking up front by Seattle, led by the center, Max Unger, the 4-year man out of Oregon, elected captain of the team. And he's pulling that line together with a a guy, a rookie to his right, J.R. Sweezy.
And he's doing a good job through communication. But if you look at Michael Robinson here, your fullback, he's getting up in here on Walker. A little hesitation. This could have been a bigger run. Michael Robinson, a very athletic fullback, one of the best ones in the business. Also a Pro Bowl player from last year.
And you know from fullbacks.
Yeah, I know him a little bit.
On first down, Lynch, another good hole, but that's filled right away by Darrell Washington. Darrell Washington, as Heath mentioned, signed a huge contract, a 6-year contract. This is his 3rd year in the league. But they love this guy. Led the team in tackles. He plays sideline to sideline. Great speed. Can rush the quarterback. He does it all.
Well, I think he's like a Patrick Willis. Obviously not as physically impressive, big muscles popping out everywhere, but he can cover. He can rush the passer. He's a run stopper. Very athletic in every aspect of his game.
2nd and 8 at the 45. Baldwin motions. Marshawn Lynch cuts it back. Gets a couple of yards before he's hauled down. Calais Campbell was there. And Reggie Walker, who's been very much involved, number 56, who's getting a chance to play every down. 2-minute warning. And Arizona with a 10-3 lead on Seattle. The boys are back. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy are in the studio standing by with a Visa halftime report. RG3 and the Washington Redskins. Great debut. And the Jets can score. They can. Mark Sanchez had a big day. Jets beat Buffalo. All coming up on the Visa halftime report. On 3rd and 6, Wilson, nobody open. Trying to buy time, and then he throws it away. Threw it out of bounds. He was out of the pocket. I mean, Arizona wants a intentional grounding call because he just threw it away, but he was outside the pocket. I believe that's going to be the call.
Quarterback was outside the pocket, and the pass crossed the neutral zone. There was no infraction on the play.
Here's the replay here. I would say this. Let's ignore the throwing the ball away. This is a good no call. Here's my thoughts. Leon Washington scrolls over, picks up Peterson. Protection was picked up, Sam, but yet he faded out of the pocket. Stay in the pocket. This is those learning curves of all quarterbacks, but especially young rookies, opening week, week 1. He'll get better at that stuff. Stay in the pocket. Find somewhere down the field to strike.
Arizona defense has done a good job against Seattle. The punt by Ryan is high. Patrick Peterson, last second, waits for a fair catch. He has a remarkable ability to catch the ball at the last possible second. There's a flag down just on the Seattle side of midfield.
Holding on the kicking team, number 49. A 10-yard penalty will re-kick.
That's exactly what Arizona wants. They want to give Patrick Peterson a chance to return.
Listen, with the numbers he produced last year, you talk about 4 punt returns over 80 yards, and you talked about the last minute fair catch. I say this guy is crazy. You're getting ready to talk about his knack to be able to kind of watch the guys coming down in his face, but keep his eye on the ball and just feel pressure. I'm telling you, this guy's as instinctual as they come, Sam.
Great hands. The holding call was against the long snapper, Clint Gresham. Now John Ryan standing back at his own 22. And just got it away. It's a low kick. Bounces. Peterson picks it up on the run. Belly's back. Gets a block, but he can't make the turn. And he's forced out of bounds up at the 23-yard line. 42-yard punt, a 2-yard return. It's always exciting when Patrick Peterson gets his hands on the football. Last 2 times the Cardinals have had the football, they've put together long drives.
And you love the response. A fumble by Ryan Williams initially. He continues to get the ball, keeping his head north, ball secure. But again, John Skelton, you talk about bouncing back. You have some adversity. The guy comes in, he's throwing strikes down the field.
What are you seeing in John Skelton that's better from last year?
Great question, Sam. For me, I think it's anticipation. When you watch him last year, you watch the film, almost second guessing himself. Now it seems like he is trusting these receivers, putting the ball, with the trust factor in mind. Where are they going to be? They're going to be there on time. I like it.
Cardinals start from the 23. They have 2 timeouts remaining. with 4 wide receivers in the game. Michael Floyd and Early Doucette in with Roberts and Fitzgerald. Pass for Larry Fitzgerald with a beautiful grab. It was one-on-one with Richard Sherman. Hurry-up offense. Cardinals hustled to the line after a 23-yard gain.
Sam, that was vintage Larry Fitzgerald behind the back shoulder, turn around, catch the ball.
Quick pass to Doucette, picks up a block from Fitzgerald, runs out of bounds just across midfield.
Good smart football by Early Doucette there. Obviously catches the ball inside the numbers, aware of the situation, fight to get out of bounds. Save your team one of those timeouts. They become crucial. They'll add up to points.
Pick up a 5 on the play. They spot the ball at the Seahawks 49-yard line. See the numbers on John Skelton.
Sam, we see Bruce Irvin, number 51 for Seattle. This is what he was brought in the first round to do. Rush the passer, create havoc. Let's see him make his money's worth here down the stretch.
Yeah, number 51, Bruce Irvin, rookie out of West Virginia, drafted 15th overall in the game.
Ball start. Offense number 15. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
That's on Michael Floyd, the Cardinals' first-round draft pick, who set all kinds of receiving records at Notre Dame. And they expect big things from him.
There's our Bruce Irvin. Big guy right here. Listen, an arsenal of weapons. He's just got to figure out how to use them, Sam.
Seahawks show blitz. Skelton gets rid of it. Short pass caught by Andre Roberts. And the ball pops loose, but I believe it was whistled down.
Sam, I heard the whistle. I might say this whistle might have been a little bit early. Let's see here.
Timeout. Arizona, second charge, timeout.
Cardinals use a timeout. They're back to the original line of scrimmage. And we'll step out for a moment. I believe they whistled that play stopped at forward progress of Andre Roberts was stopped on the play.
Most definitely, and that's a judgment call by the officials. To me, it seemed like that whistle was a little bit early. To me, that was almost another fumble for this team that's struggling to hold on to the ball and not give other opposing offenses more possessions.
Here's 3rd and 5 for the Cardinals.
We see pressure, or at least the fake pressure. Something's coming from Seattle right now. They're all up the line of scrimmage. This is what Pete Carroll wants to do. Not just the young quarterback, Arizona's Cardinals, defense versus Russell Wilson, but this is the day and age we live in.
Some confusion, especially amongst the wide receivers, forced John Skelton to use the last timeout for Arizona. And what Pete Carroll is saying is that they called 2 timeouts in a row. That should be a flag.
Pete's making his case. Pete is out there at the 50-yard line, folks. That's a good 15 yard lines off his sideline, trying to get his call.
All right, the officials have had a little gathering. Pete's pleading his case on the far side. Ken Wisenhunt quietly looking on.
You hate to see those mistakes, though. I mean, they just come out of a timeout. Skelton obviously had time to get a play call, get your wide receivers lined up. Let's hear what they've got here.
Delay of game on the offense for trying to call consecutive timeouts.
Good call.
How about the head coach right on it? Pete was right on that. Let's go to our studio. Mike Pereira, who knows it all, a supervisor, former supervisor of officials. Mike, what about that call?
Well, I'll tell you what, Pete was talking about a penalty for calling 2 timeouts back to back. You can't do that to freeze the kicker. If it's not a freeze the kicker situation and you try to call one, you are to ignore it. And in that case, then the play clock would run out and they ended up enforcing the delay, which is the right thing.
Thanks, Mike. Always great to have Mike explain things. Here's Skelton. Ball knocked out of his hands by Chris Clemens, and it's ruled an incomplete pass as the signal that the referee is given.
Again, we're going to see pressure again. This is what Seattle's doing. You're going to see your 2 guys. Well, actually, you didn't get to see it. It was 2 guys walked up on each side of the center. You know, good protection, still kind of rolled out there a little bit, just got flustered, and listen, he's got to get out of there a little bit faster.
That's the first time we've seen sustained pressure by the Seattle defense.
You know, Ryan Williams came along nice, picked up a blitzing linebacker, but again, when you're outnumbered, you got to get that ball out, get out of the pocket quick.
Good defensive job with a little help from the penalty for Seattle. Dave Zastudil with his first punt of the game, and the ball bounces and takes a roll in favor of Arizona. It was picked up and brought down is Brandon Browner. We go to the studio. Kurt Menefee, what's happening at halftime?
Coming up on the Visa halftime, Terry, Howie, Michael, Jimmy Hart. And Mark Sanchez silencing his critics.
Way to go, Kurt. We look forward to seeing Kurt and the rest of the gang on the Visa halftime report. Some great stories around the NFL this opening weekend, and a good one developing here. Seattle has all 3 timeouts. They start from the 14. Leon Washington gets a couple of yards on the play. The Seahawks have not been able to get a passing game going with the rookie Russell Wilson. He is 5 for 9 for 32 yards.
Well, I think you got to look at the attempts as well. I mean, you look at the rushing attempts. That's really where they've kind of tried to make their hay. They haven't thrown the ball right.
Wilson gets time, puts it up, and completes it to Zach Miller, the tight end. This is a return home for Zach Miller. This is where he made his name. This is where he grew up. Played at Arizona State.
Timeout, Seattle.
Now, we've been talking about Russell Wilson, a great story. A 3rd-round draft pick. How about the road to the NFL for him? 3 seasons at North Carolina State. He graduated with a degree in communications in 3 years.
Timeout.
Went to play baseball in the Rockies organization, as Heidi pointed out earlier. Tried to come back to North Carolina State. They said we'd moved on, so he transferred to Wisconsin. Had the great year at Wisconsin last year, and then drafted by the Seahawks in the 3rd round this year.
And now he's their opening day starter. It wasn't an easy road. We talked to him about even the death of his father. This kid has had a tough road, but you see the maturity, all the praise. After we sat down with him for 25 minutes, we were believing the hype too. The kid's, he's got those intangibles you look for. Now we just got to put the package together.
He's 150-page paper away from his graduate degree in business administration from Wisconsin. He did ask Keith and I to help him with a paper, but we said we're not into that stuff.
I showed him my English grades in high school, and he said, no, thank you.
Here's first down, Seattle at the 43. Leon Washington in the backfield. Blitz coming right up the middle comes Reggie Walker, but he got away. And Wilson throws, and it's incomplete.
You know, I think we're going to have an offsides penalty here. Again, pressure, pressure, pressure.
Reggie Walker's has been a presence on the field for Arizona.
He really
Offside.
has.
Defense, number 56. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That time he's flagged for the penalty.
56 is going to walk up in here right here, but really Russell Okung right here is really the one that might have gotten away with a little bit of a false start there. So listen, working out the kinks here. Still pressure, pressure, pressure. That's what you're going to expect from this team.
Well, the Seahawks up at the 48, just 10 seconds remaining in the half. And that time Okung did move early. That's the false start. He's going against Sam Acho's a quick linebacker, 2nd-year linebacker out of Texas.
False start. Offense number 76. 5-yard penalty. First down.
We're going to look at this replay again. It's the same tackle. Russell Okung again. You're going to see him get the false start in here. Just leaving a little early. It was a makeup call. It's funny, Walker was close again. You know, Ray Horton, they're not backing off their pressure game, Sam. This is how they make their hay. This is what they're going to do.
Ray Horton is in his 2nd year as defensive coordinator of the Arizona Cardinals, and he's trusting his players and giving them more responsibility, and he wants to blitz as much as possible.
Absolutely. And Adrian Wilson, their all-pro, Pro Bowl safety, said this is what they want. They can be even better than they were down the stretch last year.
Russell Wilson gets time, puts it up deep, and it's overthrown, intercepted by Adrian Wilson. The clock will run out. Wilson hands it off to Patrick Peterson.
They're trying to form a wall, Sam, and it looks like they have one.
Oh! And he tripped up.
We talked about shoelace tackles. Again, this guy, anytime he's got the ball, just dangerous.
Reno Giacomini, the offensive tackle, tripped up Patrick Peterson, who took the handoff from Adrian Wilson. We're at halftime. Arizona leads it 10-3. We go to the studio to Kurt Menefee and the gang. Some football. And that's what we did in that first half. Kick back and watch some football. We're at halftime. Almost the start of the third quarter. Arizona Cardinals leading the Seattle Seahawks 10-3. Sam Rosen along with Heath Evans. Heidi Androl down on the field. The difference in that first half, what did you think?
Well, I think it's really how John Skelton in this offense bounced back from an early turnover. Ryan Williams put the ball on the ground early in the game, but then after that, marched the field 3 points, marched the field 7 points. So a team that struggled with turnovers last year bounced back from one early to have the lead going into halftime.
Now, it did seem late in the first half that Seattle tried to get their passing offense going a little bit, that Russell Wilson was trying to put it up a little deeper.
Absolutely, and those strikes down the field. But we heard from Pete yesterday, they want to run the football, not only to protect a young quarterback, but really because that's their philosophy. Very run heavy in the first half. I would expect you've got to start taking some strikes, and not all deep ones, but you've got to open up an offense that Darrell Bevell, this offense is great, and it's shown it can work. They've just got to give number 3 some weapons to make it happen.
Now, on the other side of the ball, the Seahawks didn't get much pressure on John Skelton until late in that first half. Now, maybe that can carry over. This is a big, important series to start the second half. Arizona gets the football. They deferred at the start of the game.
Most definitely. I mean, protection's key. Both coaches, that's what they were talking about. Who can protect their quarterback better? So far, it has gone in Arizona's favor. They have kept John standing up straight. He's thrown some nice balls down the field. His numbers speak for themselves.
Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/NFL. See that man, number 68, Adam Snyder. He was signed as a free agent, formerly with the San Francisco 49ers. That was a big veteran signing for Arizona. Stephen Hauschka to kick it off.
The always dangerous Rod Stevens howling.
And he's out of the end zone, and he won't be dangerous there. We go downstairs to the field to Heidi Androl. Heidi.
Thank you very much, guys. Well, I had a chance to catch up with both coaches at the half. Ken Wisenhunt told me that he was very happy with John Skelton's performance, very happy with his defense. The one thing that has to change, the turnover. He's been preaching it. The entire coaching staff has been preaching it all preseason, and the turnovers can't happen. He said if that hadn't happened, it would be a 10-0 game. On the other side, Pete Carroll, he said that he needs to see more from his defense. He was actually quite disappointed. He needs to see more from the interior as far as his rookie quarterback, Russell Wilson. He said expect to see the ball on offense on the ground. Guys?
Thanks very much, Heidi. As the Cardinals start from the 20-yard line. Skelton checking off at the line. Jeff King shifts. And the carry by Beanie Wells, who bounces off one man and turns what would have been a 2-yard gain into a 8-yard gain. Bobby Wagner, the rookie middle linebacker, made the tackle. First half statistics, and the big difference, as Heath mentioned, the passing game. Arizona's thrown for 124 yards with John Skelton 11 for 17.
And you see the balance on the flip side of the ball in Seattle, 59 and 54 rush to pass. That's got to change, I think, unless they're going to break some big runs.
Ryan Williams started the game at running back. Beanie Wells came in the second quarter. The fullback is Anthony Sherman. Larry Fitzgerald motions. Short drop by Skelton, and the pass was tipped and batted down. Looked like Brandon Mebane, the interior lineman, number 92, got the hand on the ball.
Listen, these aren't turnovers, they're not interceptions, but these are so frustrating to quarterbacks. You're trying to throw through these big tree of arms, these balls batted down. These are wins for defense.
Clemens, Mebane, Branch, and Bryant, the front four for Seattle. K.J. Wright, the rookie Bobby Wagner, second-round pick out of Utah State, the middle linebacker, and Leroy Hill. On 3rd and short, Beanie Wells, and they plugged the hole. He didn't get there. Needed to get to the 30-yard line. Good job by the interior of the Seahawks defense. We go quickly for an update to L.A. to Patrick O'Neill.
Sam, let's go to Green Bay and show you a record-tying field goal by David Akers, 63 yards, ties Tom Dempsey and Jason Elam as the time expires in the first half. And San Francisco leads Green Bay 16-7. Sam.
Amazing. David Akers continues to be a force with that foot. Former Eagle now has done a good job in San Francisco. What a kick.
I'm telling you, that's some leg there.
Dave Zastudil's second punt of the game. Leon Washington steps up. There's a flag down on the far side. Washington spun around by Michael Adams and then taken down at the 19-yard line.
You know, I might be guessing, but I think this is going to be Brandon Browner, one of their big physical corners. Probably too much pulling, too much yanking on this return.
Reggie Walker and Quentin Groves in on the tackle as we check out the flag.
We have holding, number 39 on the receiving team. A count will be enforced from the end of the kick. First down.
You're wearing a check shirt, not a striped shirt, but you did a good job on the call. You found Brandon Browner. He was guilty of the penalty. Sets Seattle back. They'll have the ball when we return. Arizona, Seattle Seahawks start from the 14. Russell Wilson is the quarterback. Zach Miller, the tight end, motions. 2 tight ends in and 2 backs. Marshawn Lynch following Michael Robinson. The ball pops loose and is recovered by Russell Wilson.
Again, you talk about teams preaching turnovers. We talk about every other word out of these coaches' mouth throughout the meetings with all these different players. Turnovers, turnovers, turnovers. We're going to see Marshawn Lynch, gets through, good physical run, hand down for balance, knee not quite down before that ball pops out from behind. William Gay, a great veteran play. This is what you get when you bring in veteran players, down, distance, situational football, when to swipe, when to tackle.
So the heads-up recovery by Russell Wilson. It's an 8-yard gain for the Seahawks. And it's Marshawn Lynch. That time he ran right into Dan Williams.
We saw a little bit of that speed. They talked about dropping 40 pounds. A guy that came into camp after the lockout 2011, first-round draft pick, said, you know what, we weren't even going to start him. He really kind of got the message loud and clear. Talking about dropping 40 pounds. That's hard to do. That's discipline, structure, a lot of things go into that.
There's a 3rd down play, a big one for the Seahawks.
A lot of options here. 3rd, 1.5.
3 wide receivers in. Baldwin shifts. Off the fake. Wilson runs for it. Reaches out, and it's very, very close. That last reach may have got him the first down. I believe it did. He gets the spot.
Great situational awareness by a young quarterback. Don't force the ball down field when there's nothing there. Escape the pressure. Know what you need. You need 1.5 yards. Putting that ball out, yes, you see the orange stripe there, but there's so many people that just don't make those extra efforts to extend it drive.
Ball at the 25-yard line. Seahawks now go with 3 wide receivers in the game. Wilson swings it out and hit immediately.
That is a loose ball, Sam.
Oh, they roll it incomplete.
Okay, I see the one official.
He's thrown a couple of those balls which are borderline lateral passes.
That one right there, Sam, I'm not quite sure if we're going to have the right angle to see it. But to me, from up here, that looked like that ball went backwards slightly. Pressure at his face initially. This is part of that little quick screen they're trying to run to Marshawn.
Good play by Sam Acho, the linebacker. He was on Lynch right away.
Good read, good fit, good heads-up tackle.
Crowd gets loud for their defense. And now, is there a flag? Did he challenge flag for Ken Whisenhunt?
Yes, sir, Sam. He threw it out there.
Arizona is challenging the previous play that the pass was backwards.
All right. Ken Whisenhunt believing that was a backwards pass.
I have to agree with him. You know, from seeing it up here, we don't have the best of angle. But my thought is, with the way he got that pressure, he got back, pressure hit him in his face, tried to get it to Marshawn, didn't happen.
Ken Whisenhunt challenging, and we're waiting for the referee's ruling, because if the play is overturned and it was ruled an incomplete pass and Ken Whisenhunt wins the challenge, Cardinals recover that football.
Reversed. There's a backward pass. Arizona ball, 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Good challenge, big turnover. Mike Pereira's in our studio. Mike, talk to us about the play, the ruling, and the way it was overturned.
I like the fact that this is a brand new rule and you see it in action. Last year we couldn't have done anything with this. But if you rule forward and incomplete, if the pass is indeed backward, and look at the release point that is about at the 18.5, it's first touched at the 17.5, that makes it a backward pass. You have a clear recovery by Arizona, so you can give the ball to the defense, no advance. Good use of the brand new rule.
Hey, Mike, what about the spot of the ball? Obviously, clearly recovered by the Cardinals. Did they get this spot right?
That they can. They should put it at the right spot. I didn't see exactly where it was picked up, but that's where they should have put the ball at that point.
Thanks, Mike. As always, good clarification from our man in the studio. And one of the best when it comes to the rules of the game, Mike Pereira. Ryan Williams back in the game. The carry is for no gain on the play, but a big turnover. First turnover of the game for the Seahawks.
Excuse me, second one,
Their
Sam.
second, right? The interception at the end of the half, right?
Which was basically as good as a punt. Situational football again.
Loss of a yard on that previous play, 2nd and 11. Fitzgerald and Floyd, the wide receivers. Skelton looking for Fitzgerald, a little low on the throw, and he was running right into double coverage. Cam Chancellor was there. Richard Sherman was on him. And it brings up a 3rd and 11 for the Cardinals.
This is one I'm not quite sure if John read out properly the right way. Obviously, you want to find Larry down here. He is money when you get down in here inside the 20. But you had Cam Chancellor, the safety, hovering over to that side of number 11. They know where he's at all times. And it's almost like a little hitch in that throw after he saw Cam Chancellor scraping over the top to put a hit on number 11.
There's a big 3rd down play. 3 wide receivers in, early Doucette in. Looks like the Seahawks jumped across the line. Flags go down. Skelton puts it up. It's picked off by Chancellor.
This is going to be so costly. What we have here is most likely an offsides on Clemens. It's going to negate this interception. And you know what? I didn't see any movement by the Cardinals. You know what? I just think this is Chris Clemens trying to jump the gun.
I think you're right.
Defense.
91. He wants the number. Oh, I'm trying to help you.
Yeah, we've got you up here. We've got you covered.
Number 23 at the 5-yard penalty.
23?
3rd down.
Yeah, this is a 23. You know what? This right here is Chris Clemens. You know what? Not 23. 23 is Marcus Trufant. He's nowhere to be found. Chris Clemens, obviously, a pressure game. You're trying to get the jump, but this is what Pete talked about. A 5-yard penalty negates an interception in the end zone that gives your offense the ball back.
3rd and 6 for the Cardinals. Andre Roberts lines up in the backfield. And the pass is batted away. Great play by Red Bryant. There's another man with a new contract.
Yes, and playing to show that he's more than the run-stuffing defensive end. He's a guy, he also dropped some weight. Talked about his wife coming alongside him and really, so you're going to see big Red Bryant out here again. He's on the outside right here. It's not always about getting to the quarterback. It's about being a smart football player. Pressure, hands up, quick release by John Skelton. Great play. Guy that lost weight, you know, he wants to prove that, hey, I'm not just a run stuffer. I can rush the quarterback here.
He was working against the rookie Bobby Massey, playing his NFL debut game. 4th-round draft pick. The field goal try by Jay Feely is good. A 31-yarder. The Cardinals after the turnover, put 3 points on the board and lead it 13-3. Seahawks is Marshawn Lynch and Russell Wilson await their return to the field. On the other side, John Skelton. They wanted more. They had great field position in the red zone and couldn't punch it into the end zone.
You're right. It's that kind of that neutral ability again. Last year, we talked about earlier in the game, you got to come away with 6 points down there. 15th last year in red zone. That was one of the areas of focus. Let's be better when we're in scoring position.
Feely kicking off. Leon Washington from 7 yards deep. Washington finds a lane. Good move. Breaks through.
We talk about Patrick Peterson all the time, but Leon Washington equally as dangerous.
He is knocked down by Rob Hausler. Great return by Washington deep into Arizona territory. An 82-yard return.
We're going to see this. Listen, he takes this ball probably about 7 or 8 yards deep. Just really trust the presence, trust the position that Coach Schneider puts them in there. Great patience, great timing. Listen, this guy has 7 kickoff returns for touchdowns. You see the burst after his feet get caught up in the traffic. He's chasing only Joshua Cribbs from the Browns, who has 8.
So now it's the Seahawks in great position at the Arizona 24. Wilson, short drop. Outside throw to Braylon Edwards. Brought down at the 19-yard line.
I like the call on first down by Coach Bevel. Let's get the ball in the air with Russell Wilson. Let's give him a chance to make completions, be who he is. Get him on the edge. Yes, let's run the ball. Maintain your physical presence with Marshawn Lynch, but you got to give 3 the opportunity to win these matchups.
Spotted at the 18, a gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Marshawn Lynch in the backfield with Zach Miller. The lead blocker. Lynch cuts inside, gets down to the 11-yard line. First down for the Seahawks. Call ** NFL to download NFL Mobile now and get coverage of every NFL game. Good thing to have.
We just saw Zach Miller put a great block on Darrell Washington. Tight ends aren't known for their lead block and gave a great hole for Marshawn Lynch.
And once again, Miller lines up in the backfield. Quick outside to Baldwin. And Baldwin gets down to the 10-yard line. Doug Baldwin, an undrafted free agent last year, stepped up and wound up as the leading receiver for the Seahawks.
Yes, he did. And a guy that's got a unique skill set. There, the coaching point for a young wide receiver is, know when to go get that extra yard. You completely stop your momentum instead of putting your head down and trying to get that extra yard. And all those hidden yardage, Jam, they add up. A yard here, a yard there.
Now Rice, Baldwin, and Edwards go to the left side on 2nd down. Wilson with time, and it's batted down. Calais Campbell with the longest arms in the league.
He blocks field goals. He blocks passes. He rushes the passer. What was the adjective that he was described as? Saying
squirrely.
Squirrely. You talk to Max Unger, the center from the Seattle Seahawks. He's squirrely. He can get skinny. He can give you speed. He can give you power. Knows when to jump and bat down the ball. Again, we're sitting here at 3rd and 9 in the red zone. Are we coming away with 6 or are we coming away with 3?
Good play. Wilson ducks in under center. Takes the snap. Drops back. Looking and throws. What a catch by Sidney Rice.
I love it. I absolutely love it. You look at the progressions he made. He saw something pre-snap he wanted to take advantage of. They adjusted on the defensive side of the ball for Arizona. Comes back to the left side and then back to the middle, finding Sidney Rice. Sidney makes a great play out here. He's going to come across, but listen, Sidney makes an absolute amazing play, but this is all about number 3, Russell Wilson. You saw him go from 1 all the way back to 4 and then back to the middle of the field. Young quarterbacks just don't do this.
An impressive throw on 3rd down and a great catch by Sidney Rice. 5 plays and the great kickoff return by Leon Washington of 82 yards leads to the touchdown pass, the first of the NFL career of Russell Wilson. There's Russell Wilson, the head coach. With his back to you is Pete Carroll, the man in the baseball cap. Darrell Bevel, the offensive coordinator. And the man who made the catch was Sidney Rice. First NFL touchdown pass for Russell Wilson.
You know what? To the family of Sidney Rice, I didn't mean to get so excited over Russell Wilson. That was an amazing catch. You know, body control in the air, great hands. But to see a young quarterback make those progressions in the red zone, exciting football.
LaRod Stevens howling takes a knee. Surprisingly, he usually likes to run him back. But the Cardinals will start from the 20. We've got college football coming your way on Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. It's Stanford and USC. USC off to a good start. The great Pac-12 rivalry game right there early in the year. USC and Stanford all starts with a pregame show, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific, only on Fox. Pete Carroll knows from USC. He was there for many great seasons before returning to the NFL. Beanie Wells, the running back. Skelton rolling, being rushed by Clemens, throws it away. It's caught, but I believe, let's see. They rule an interception by Richard Sherman.
It's going to be close, but I think those toes might have just tapped in. Skelton trying to throw it away. Chris Clemens on the pressure. Hopefully we get a good, clean, clear look at this ball.
This is a throwaway by Skelton, but he didn't get it far enough out of bounds.
You know what? This is just another one of those mistakes.
What a job by Sherman.
And great call by the replacement officials. Clemens, their leading sack artist for the last 2 years. Pressure again. But what a play. Does that right toe get down, though? On that angle we just saw, that right toe, we're going to have to take a tight look at this one.
Previous play is under review.
All right, it's a turnover,
Yep.
so that is reviewed upstairs. That saves a coach's challenge, so it'll be reviewed. They will call the referee. They did, and he's going under the hood to check the play. We know what John Skelton wanted to do. He made the right decision to get rid of it, but he didn't throw it far enough out of bounds. Bruce Hermanson is about to deliver his decision, and this is a big one.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. We have an interception, first down, Seattle.
We're down. What a great play by Richard Sherman.
Unbelievable.
To keep his feet in, those toes stayed in bounds as he made the catch.
The athletic awareness of the players that play this game just amazed me over and over again. The body control, the vision, understanding where his feet are to that white line.
A big chance here for the Seahawks, who trail by 3 with the ball at the Arizona 34. Second turnover of the game for Arizona. Each team with 2. Marshawn Lynch is hit hard as he reached the 30-yard line. I want to go back to that last play and talk about the play in the sideline. Mike Pereira, what did you see along the sideline there?
An unbelievable catch. Watch, the toes are down when he first possesses. The toes are still in the ground. And then when you follow it through, he maintains possession when he hits the ground. Not only a great catch, but you got to give it to the official. Great call. This is a real tight play and a really good call.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate your help. Ball to 30-yard line. Off the play fake. Wilson with all kinds of time. Now he gets some rush from Dockett and runs out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Nobody open downfield as Russell Wilson got tremendous time.
And this is what you want. You know what? He had plenty of time. Obviously give plenty of credit to Arizona. You call him a coverage sack when he gets sacked. Obviously looking down initially to Doug Baldwin. Patrick Peterson in great position there. But again, good play. Don't force a bad decision. Runs the ball for an extra yard. You come back down to live another day. A manageable third down situation for Coach Bevel and Russell Wilson.
3rd and 5 for the Seahawks as the crowd gets loud. 3 wide receivers in. And the pass by Wilson is caught, but the play was stopped.
Looks like delay of game. I think it's
delay of game.
Yeah,
Offense,
you're right.
number 3, 5-yard penalty. still third down.
Clock got down to 0, and that's happened a couple of times in the game now.
Well, and this is what you battle again with a young quarterback, and even quarterbacks that aren't comfortable calling protections all the time. A lot of responsibility has been given to Russell Wilson to trump Max Unger's, the center's protection calls. But you saw them. They were trying to figure out what Arizona was trying to do. Got it figured out a little bit late.
The rookie running back Robert Turbin is in the game, replacing Marshawn Lynch. 3 wide receivers. On 3rd and 10. The blitz coming. Wilson is tripped up and brought down around the 28-yard line. Quentin Groves, 5th-year man out of Auburn. You like when I say Auburn, don't you?
Yeah, I love it. But here's the thing about Arizona. You got William Gay that's providing the pressure here. You had Paris Lennon walked up on the left side. I think that's where Russell Wilson thought the protection was going to slide to. Paris Lennon bails out. This is just the trickery that you're going to face week in and week out when you're facing these NFL defenses. But Ray Horton, the Pittsburgh style of defense they play, they're going to find ways to attack you.
47-yard field goal attempt for Stephen Hauschka. And this one is right through. Hauschka missed from 50 earlier. He's made his last 2. And the Seahawks, who were down 10, have come back to tie the game at 13.
Love what we're seeing here. Russell Wilson, we heard all the praise. He coaches everyone, running backs, tight ends. He's over here with his offensive line. Hey, how do we get better? The 3rd and 5 becomes 3rd and 10. They settle for a field goal instead of pursuing 6 points. But this is what you love out of a young quarterback. He's got it. He's commanded the respect from this offensive line. Back in the game.
All even at 13. Seattle 6 points off turnovers in the game. Stephen Hauschka kicks it off. Larod Stevens-Howling watches it go right through the end zone off the back wall. Well, we're only just beginning in the NFL. Week 1 next week. We've got some more good stuff coming your way. We kick it off with the Cardinals and the Patriots. How about that in New England? Tampa Bay will visit the Giants. The Vikings will be at the Colts, and the Saints and Panthers. Late games, Dallas at Seattle. How about that for a home opener for the Seahawks? And the Redskins and RG3 at St. Louis. All begins with a Bill Ford Tough Fox NFL Sunday pregame show at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. From the 20, nothing doing. Maybe a loss of a yard for Beanie Wells.
Looks like Earl Thomas just made one of his crazy plays that he makes, kind of sifting out and sifting through that offensive front, dicing in the backfield, really disrupts the timing.
Earl Thomas, Pro Bowl safety. Red Bryant, who was in on that stop as well, goes to the sideline.
They've really got a nice collection of defensive backs. Unique abilities for all of them. They all kind of jump out on tape with you for different things they do. All good size and strength.
No gain on that play. The ball back at the 20-yard line, 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun. Skelton outside to Jeff King, the tight end. Good tackle on the play by Earl Thomas. Good 2-yard gain.
Good pressure by Leroy Hill off the side there. Skelton sees it, gets the ball out quick. That cat and mouse game of offense versus defense. Do we have our protection picked up? Do you have more than we have? Skelton did a great job.
Leroy Hill and K.J. Wright are the veterans, so to speak. K.J. Wright only in his 2nd year, but they're helping out the rookie middle linebacker, Bobby Wagner.
K.J. Wright, another guy that Pete Carroll just wowed him with his knowledge of the game, understanding of what he's seeing in front of him, moving and reacting much better than last year.
3rd and 8 out of the shotgun with 3 wide receivers. Skelton rolls, flag on the play, and the pass is incomplete.
Most definitely. By the point of impact here, it's probably going to be a hold. Most likely probably Russell Okung.
K.J. Wright getting pressure on John Skelton. And it looked like a holding call that'll be declined. Yes.
Holding. Offense number 63. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
That's on the center, Lyle Senline. Well, that's quite a defensive series. Heidi Androl was telling us that Pete Carroll got on his defense and wanted more from his defense. They've given him some defense here.
Absolutely. Talked about game-changing plays on the side of the defensive ball. This is what they're giving him so far.
3 and out. Dave Zastudil with the punt. Leon Washington from the 27. Rashad Johnson is there to make a good tackle on the play, along with Quentin Groves. Seahawks with the ball when we come back. Leaders in the game for Seattle. Russell Wilson, 9 for 15, 76 yards. They aren't numbers that blow you away, but that touchdown pass was huge to Sidney Rice, who has 4 catches. Marshawn Lynch, who had back spasms all week, seemed to get better during the week in practice, and he's certainly healthy enough to go today, and he's run for 65 yards. Seahawks start from the 31. They've got some momentum on their side. Michael Robinson, the fullback. The tight end, Anthony McCoy, splitting out. Here's Lynch. Taking it up inside. Gets about 3, maybe 4 on the play. O'Brien Schofield and David Carter with a stop. For Russell Wilson, early on, that was at the end of the half. The pass intercepted. That was a backwards pass. It was a turnover. But then some good stuff.
Most definitely. I think the common denominator from when you talk to guys about Russell Wilson is he's just never shaken. He said he doesn't fear to fail. He's always thinking about the positive, the next play, and that's what we've seen out of him today. Been able to bounce back from lackluster mistakes.
2nd and 7 for the Seahawks. Sidney Rice back in, goes in motion. 2 tight ends in. Marshawn Lynch fighting his way for an extra yard up to the 38. Let's go quickly to our studio in L.A. to Patrick O'Neill for an update.
Sam, the Packers in big trouble. Alex Smith, Vernon Davis makes the score 23-7. The only thing not working for the Niners, Vernon Davis dunk attempt over the goalpost. 23-7. Sam and Heath.
He needed a little more height on that one. You're right, Patrick. How about the 49ers? What a start on the road and looking real good in Green Bay.
When a team might question their preseason performance against Houston and Peyton Manning and the Broncos, not so good.
Seahawks 3 for 9 on 3rd down conversions. Everybody out. Wilson's pass too high, intended for Braylon Edwards. Well covered on the play by William Gay.
We talk about the money downs. You know, Russell Wilson is now officially 2 for 5 on 3rd downs. But before that pass, we just saw 2 for 4, 24 yards and a touchdown. John Skelton, 2 for 6, 27 yards. The money downs, the red zone downs and the 3rd down, they're huge. Both quarterbacks having decent days. Russell playing exceptionally well in those areas.
Patrick Peterson is deep to receive the punt of John Ryan. Good high kick. Peterson takes a look, takes the ball to 14. Not much room to run. Stepped out of bounds up close to the 20-yard line. Well, this is a day for rookie quarterbacks around the NFL. RG3, Robert Griffin III, the Heisman Trophy winner. Great start. Passed for 320 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a win for the Redskins. Andrew Luck, 3 interceptions, 309 yards passing. Indianapolis loses in Chicago. Ryan Tannehill, 3 interceptions. Miami loses to Houston. And Brandon Weeden, Cleveland lost at the last second to Philadelphia by 1 point at home. 4 interceptions by Weeden.
The trend there for the losing team, all high picks, high interceptions.
Ryan Williams in the backfield taking the handoff. Trying to find some running room. Nothing there. Good job by the Seahawks, led by Brandon Mebane. Jason Jones, number 90, is in the lineup. Red Bryant up front. Boy, they've been strong in the second half. They've responded.
Absolutely. And I like the fact that obviously, even you're talking about a young running back, and that normally they love to stretch things out, lose yardage. Ryan Williams realizes the run is over, sticks his head in there, get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Larry Fitzgerald and Andre Roberts, the wide receivers. Rob Hausler in motion. 2 tight ends in for Arizona. Skelton, little pressure, gets away, and he's tripped up.
Great
Good play by Leroy Hill to trip him up. Skelton looked like he was getting something going, but Again, more pressure. Early in the game, Seahawks didn't get pressure. It's been coming on late in the second half late in the second quarter is when it started.
Well, it's the right time to get that pressure going. We see Clemens with the hands in there, almost gets him down. And then Leroy Hill, great play by a veteran player, a well-rounded player, obviously playing the block off in front of him, knows when to attack. Attack makes a nice play. 3rd and 7. Again, back down to these money downs for these quarterbacks. It's crucial for John Skelton right here.
Skelton and the Cardinals 0 for 3 on 3rd downs in this second half. Pressure from Clemens. He gets rid of it. The ball is dropped. A little low to Andre Roberts, but I thought it should have been caught.
Definitely should have been caught. You know what? Obviously not knowing the full scheme of what Arizona's trying to do, I always go back to situational football. That route to me was a yard short. You always want to push up to that 1st down marker. You see Andre Roberts there. Take it one more step. The timing between Larry Fitzgerald and him will even work out that much better. Delaying Cam Chancellor's approach to be able to break on that route. So you always want to get 1st down yardage out of your break. You don't want to have to catch and run to it.
How about the difference in halves? John Skelton, 11 for 17, 124 yards first half, 1 for 7 for 2 yards here in the second half. Dave Zastudil's punt. Leon Washington waves for a fair catch at the 28-yard line. Seattle Seahawks defense has really answered the call. They've stepped up. They've shut down the Arizona Cardinals here in the 3rd quarter. The game is tied at 13. 49-yard punt. And the Arizona Cardinals go on offense. Well, a good showing here by Seattle. They've really come on strong here in the second half.
Pressure at the right time. Obviously, Pete Carroll made the charge to him at halftime. Talked defense. Way too much sloppy football in the second half. They've still had some of those penalties that Pete Carroll wants to eliminate, giving Arizona a lot of free yards.
From the 28-yard line, in motion goes Baldwin. 3 wide receivers in, off the play fake. Wilson to his tight end, Zach Miller. And Miller is taken down at the 32-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play. Zach Miller, who played so well in Oakland. He didn't have a great year reception-wise last year for Seattle, but they're certainly expecting him to add something. Seattle picked up Evan Moore from Cleveland. They feel he'll help. We've reached the end of the 3rd quarter. It once was a 10-point lead for Arizona. Now the game is tied at 13. Arizona, Sam Rosen, Heath Evans, Heidi Androl with you. Glad you're with us on the NFL on Fox. Our opening weekend. 4th quarter starts with a 2nd and 6 for the Seahawks at their own 32. Zach Miller motions. Flag goes up.
This will be a false start. Russell Okung kind of rocked back in his stance very, very slightly. Obviously, this line judge saw it, threw the flag.
False start. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
It seems like Sam Acho is bothering Russell Okung. Acho is a quick linebacker, and every time he lines up opposite Okung, it seems to bother him.
We just saw this very ever so slightly, just a little shake in his stance. But you know what? Good call. Sets him back.
Wilson puts it up, and a good grab by Braylon Edwards. That's a 1st down for the Seahawks at the 42-yard line. And Edwards gets up against William Gay, 2 veterans going at it. Braylon Edwards, who played at Cleveland with the New York Jets, and last year with San Francisco for a while.
Braylon Edwards, great job. Russell, a little patience in the pocket, sticks his foot in the ground, comes back to the ball. Ball's where it needs to be. And again, we talk about that physical finish. That stuff goes so far, not only for your offense, but for your defense as well.
And he's made some plays both in preseason and now today on 1st down. Marshawn Lynch sticks his nose into the pile, gets up to the 43-yard line, gain of a yard on the play. It's been tough for the running backs in this game. Marshawn Lynch, 18 carries, 73 yards.
Well, if you look at Kerry Rhodes right here, This is what you love about physical safeties, you know, guys on the line of scrimmage, and you've got two of them, Kerry Rhodes, 25, Adrian Wilson, 24, just constantly disruptive in your run game. They're hard to account for. Michael Robinson picks them up in the backfield, but it just destroys your whole scheme.
Short drop, Wilson throws off the hands of Sidney Rice. Covered by Patrick Peterson. Rice pounding the turf. He was so upset with himself.
Sidney Rice is one of those guys that's battled injuries. He's getting back out here. He's tasting the limelight again. These passes just off the tips of his hands. But this is the rhythm that you expect. It's a building process. Everyone knows it. That's a good ball. You want to miss outside. We don't want to miss inside, right, Sam?
Yeah. 3 years ago, Sidney Rice was a Pro Bowl receiver with 83 catches. Well over 1,000 yards. Robert Turbin in the backfield for the Seahawks on third down. Wilson pulls it down. Buys some time. Being chased, got rid of it to Turbin, who caught it and gets knocked down to 45. Way short of the first down. Darrell Washington with a good job on Turbin.
This is what you love about the defense. You got Patrick Peterson on Simeon Rice. I mean, where is there to go for Russell Williams? There's not. Good coverage. Obviously, Russell Wilson's being pressured in the back, and then we've got down here William Gay on Edwards. There's nowhere for that ball to go. Coverage, sack, great job.
John Ryan, the pundit. Patrick Peterson standing back at his own 10. Peterson looks, takes it at the 5. Flag goes down, so does Peterson at the 10-yard line.
Peterson waited for a fair catch and then decided he wanted to run with the ball.
Changed his mind and said, wait a second, I really want to run with this.
You love the playmaking ability of this guy. Always wants the ball in his hands. Doesn't fear the pressure, the limelight, or the spotlight. We've got one of our conference calls that we've grown accustomed to seeing.
The officials huddling up. Bruce Hermanson is the referee. As they await. Both these teams do a good job on special teams. Ken Wisenhunt has got a background in special teams. Kevin Spencer is his special teams coordinator.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, number 22 on the return team.
Well, he wants to be sure.
Personal foul on the kicking team, number 50. Those penalties will offset. We will re-kick.
Okay, 22 for Arizona's William Gay. 50 KJ Wright for Seattle, so they'll redo it.
Here's the look at William Gay. Obviously, you get the call, the holding. Yeah, he's got his hands inside the pads. Ben Obamanu doing a great job of giving the acting, throwing his hands up, kind of shielding his body backwards to make it more evident.
And then KJ Wright was called for the personal foul, so the offsetting penalties will bring another kick from John Ryan. And Patrick Peterson urging his fans to get loud.
Well, it's interesting. Another penalty by a defensive player. Pete Carroll's warned him. KJ Wright gets the foul, but it's not a first down, but you're giving the most dangerous punt return guy in all of football an extra opportunity.
There's Ryan getting into it. Good high kick. Peterson takes it with a little room. Gets to the sideline, and the room was shut down. Good job by the Seahawks coverage team. Arizona Cardinals with the ball when we come back. In Glendale, Arizona, these two teams played 3-point games last season. Seattle winning at home, and Arizona winning in overtime here at the last game of the season. John Skelton, second half numbers are way down. He steps up, he throws for Fitzgerald, broken up. Richard Sherman Boy's having a strong game, isn't he?
Nice, tight coverage. We came in talking about Larry Fitzgerald trying to get 7 receptions to 700. It hasn't been that day yet. But you were just talking about that overtime win for Arizona, Week 17 last year. This guy came alive in the fourth quarter and in overtime. John Skelton, known for what he can do down the stretch.
With the strong defense by Seattle here in the second half, the Cardinals have not had a first down in the second half. Had 11 in the first half. Cutting it back, Ryan Williams. And he's hit by Browner and then pulled down. There's a penalty called. Flag down. Once again, good job by the Seahawks of closing on Ryan Williams.
Holding. Offense number 74. 10-yard penalty.
That's on DeAnthony Batiste. This is only his 5th NFL start in his 7th NFL season. The last time he started a game was 2007 with Atlanta at guard. He's never played tackle.
Well, we came into this game concerned about the tackles, Bobby Massey and DeAnthony Batiste, and this is really the first time we've had to call his name.
Yeah.
It's a tough stretch play here. Your back bounces the ball out, you get caught grabbing a little bit. These are the calls that you see every week. Our running backs, myself included at times, put these big offensive linemen in harm's way by trying to bounce things out of the pocket.
Second down. Michael Floyd is in the game. 3 wide receivers. Second and 18. Skelton finds the running back Ryan Williams, and he's up to the 14-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play and bring up a 3rd and long. Cam Chancellor, A.J. Wright in on the stop. John Skelton, only his 2nd completion here in the second half.
I thought that was a great job by Skelton. I remember my days with Mike Holmgren. He would always talk about don't see ghosts. Don't make a bad situation worse. You know, you're backed up close to your own end zone. Nice little check down to your back. Get it upfield. Try to get you back into a 3rd and manageable situation. Obviously, this is a tough one.
Big 3rd down. Skelton being rushed. The pass into a crowd. Incomplete. And then a shove after the play on Anthony Sherman, the fullback. Knocked his helmet off. But Arizona has had only 6 yards passing in the second half.
Well, and they're trying to set up a little quick screen here to Sherman, their fullback, you know, and then Leroy Hill comes in and blasts them after the ball had already been incomplete. But again, they're just, we're seeing Chris Clemens here. Again, we just talked about DeAnthony Batiste. Listen, these screens, a lot of times, some of them are set up to get pressure, so you get those big D linemen up the field.
Skelton hasn't been sacked in the game, but they've gotten some good pressure on him, especially here in the second half. The high punt, Leon Washington brings it back. Here's a lane. Here he goes. Washington picks up a couple blocks. Now he's tripped up and caught from behind, but he's down inside the 20. Mike Leach, the long snapper, was the man who brought him down. Another great return for Leon Washington. He's had 2 in the game. 1 on a kickoff, 1 on a punt return.
A game-changing type player. Even talking to Russell Wilson, who was the one guy that he talked about the presence. It was Leon Washington, a guy that kind of steadies the locker room, steadies that offense. And today he's done it on special teams. Kickoff return. The way I love players with vision that understand scheme, that are constantly trying to put the players around them in the right position. And that's what good return men do.
The punt was 54 yards. The return was 52.
Back-breaking type plays.
Seahawks first down at the Arizona 16 with a chance to take the lead. Marshawn Lynch gets a yard and then he's buried just across the 15-yard line.
Brian Schneider just must be amazed with his offensive special teams core today. Just a great job. Going to the last play, I said game-changing plays. You go back and look at statistics in games where you have huge plays in special teams. I'm talking 90% plus wins.
You know, it was a great play, but he wanted to go all the way. He's upset that he didn't take it to the house. 2nd and 9, Seahawks. McCoy in motion. Blitz coming, the fake, Wilson in trouble, just throws it away. There was nobody there. The blitz from the outside by Quentin Groves.
I think Arizona is questioning, did he get out of the pocket that time? It was close. It was that typical West Coast bootleg action.
And there's the flag. You're right. The officials talked it over. He did not get out of the pocket. That's intentional grounding.
Russell's pointing to the wide receiver that was out there in the deep corner, but no one was close enough.
Illegal forward pass. Intentional grounding. Offense, number 3. That's a loss of down at the spot of the foul. 3rd down.
You know, Russell was pleading his case. It looks like you've got Sidney Rice. You've got Braylon Edwards coming in there. He just couldn't get the ball deep enough down that distance to make an argument for getting it rid of.
Quentin Groves has made his presence felt in his first game of this season, second season with the Arizona Cardinals. Former Oakland Raider. Crowd gets loud. 4 wide receivers in. On 3rd and 21, Wilson's pass tipped and falls incomplete.
You know, I'm not quite sure if this is Russell Okung again or if Sam Acho got him. It's going to be really close. When we're going to take a look here, hopefully, we'll get to see who moves first. But to me,
false start. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
And I think Calais Campbell may have gotten a piece of that pass.
I'm with you. You look at, obviously, Russell Okung again. We've got him, but it was so close. You got right here. Sam Acho was so close. You know what? I guess it was a good call.
So they pushed the Seahawks back to the 32. Look at those penalties piling up. They have to get to the 6-yard line for a 1st down. Marshawn Lynch breaks out, spins at the 25, stays on his feet, and finally ridden down by Paris Lennon at the 23-yard line. That's going to bring up a field goal try from Stephen Hauschka. Stephen Hauschka has now kicked at least 1 field goal in 13 consecutive games as he starts off this season thus far 2 for 3. Missed from 50, and he's hit his last 2. This one will be a 39-yard attempt. Seahawks were pushed back to give the Seahawks the lead. Hauschka puts it through. Seattle leads. Seahawks, once again, a great punt return by Leon Washington, and it leads to points. Leon Washington has helped turn this game around for Seattle. His kickoff return, 82 yards, set up a 10-yard touchdown pass by Russell Wilson to Sidney Rice, and then this last punt return, 58 yards, sets up the field goal.
There's nothing else to say. He has literally flipped this game on his shoulders and his shoulders alone. Obviously, special teams, there's a lot of guys blocking, but he has played his part in turning the tables here today.
Hauschka kicking off. That was a 52-yard punt return by Leon Washington. LaRod Stevens howling, takes a knee. Arizona, they've got to find their offense again. It's been missing in his second half. A good opening day game between 2 division rivals, and the Seahawks have the lead 16-13. Arizona has had 4 3-and-outs here in the second half.
Not enough credit to really go around on this Seattle side of the ball on defense.
16 plays, 19 yards, and no first down. Ball knocked out of the hands of Skelton.
Chris Clemens was the one that came around the corner. Looks like he was on D'Anthony Batiste again. Ball out, good strip sack.
Clemens has really applied some good pressure.
We got Chris Clemens again on the edge. We knew the tackles were an issue. The coaches spoke about it all throughout our meetings. We've got to protect John Skelton. This is what you want. Again, this Seattle defense changing the course of this game.
First sack of the game for the Seahawks, and Chris Clemens gets it. The ball back to the 15. Skelton in trouble. Finds Andre Roberts. Good pass, good catch. And he's got a first down at the 31-yard line. Oh, that was a big one. And Skelton is down. He is in some pain.
We're going to have a look at it right here, Sam. You know what? Comes through. Not sure if it's a knee, an ankle. Really hard to tell from that position.
Kevin Kolb warming up. Brandon Mebane was the man who took down John Skelton. Kevin Kolb warming up in a hurry. And you see the concern, the medical staff out there. Larry Fitzgerald there. Seattle with a 16-13 lead. About to be helped up. The Cardinals on the field. His team, coaches around him, medical staff. And after he released the pass, he took the hit. Combination of Brandon Mebane and the outside, and Bruce Irvin, 51, the defensive end. Skelton, who is in a lot of pain, collecting himself, and will be taken to the locker room for medical attention.
Obviously see the concern from the players around him. We even saw Kevin Kolb kneeling down next to him, chatting with him as we came back out of commercial. It's a guy that's commanded a lot of respect from his football team throughout the stretch last year, winning the job this year throughout training camp. Obviously with that splint on there, got it on that right ankle or knee area. It's a bit hard to see.
Right leg injury. First down, Arizona. Their first down of the second half. They're at the 32, and Kevin Kolb is in the game. See his numbers for last season. Played in the first meeting with the Seahawks in Seattle last year. Goes right back to put it up. Looking for Larry Fitzgerald, and it's a little too far. Covered by Richard Sherman, with Cam Chancellor coming over. And there you go. Two Pro Bowlers, Fitzgerald and Chancellor, going at it.
Listen, Larry doesn't like this. It's been a quiet day for him. Obviously, Kolb probably did not take one first-string practice rep all week. So there's going to be a little rust to knock off here. Hopefully down the stretch throughout the remaining 8 minutes of this fourth quarter, they can pick up what we've seen them before.
Fitzgerald has 2 catches in the game. Early Doucette is in as a third wide receiver. And he motions. And now there are 4 wide receivers on, including Michael Floyd, complete to Fitzgerald. That's a first down, Arizona, across the 45-yard line.
Good play, good throw, nice and rhythm. Find number 11. We know it's the key. Everybody knows it's the key. It's timing. This is what Larry is great at. You know, he finds a place right in there between Leroy Hill and KJ Wright, a soft spot for Kolb to shoot it in.
3 wide receivers, the tight end is Todd Heap to the right side. Larod Stevens Howling is the running back. And that pass batted away. Good play up front by Jason Jones. With the knockdown, we get an update from the studio in L.A. from Patrick O'Neill.
Sam, what a game going on in Green Bay. Right after an Aaron Rodgers interception, Frank Gore, now look at the effort here. Looks like he's going out of bounds. Then he tiptoes in backwards, takes a shot, and San Francisco up 15 in the fourth. Sam and Heat.
Thanks, Patrick. You want to talk tough running backs? How about Frank Gore?
Second effort. You know what? You always see the DB is always going to run out of bounds. You relax, and next thing you know, someone's tiptoeing in the end zone.
2nd and 10 for the Cardinals. He trailed by 3. Late blitz coming. Fitzgerald with a leaping grab. Keeps going down to the 32-yard line.
Listen, you know what? The route is simple. The throw doesn't get much better. We're going to see Larry Fitzgerald, great release on Sherman, gets in there. But you saw Kolb. I mean, the way he slipped that ball right over the outstretched arm of KJ Wright. I mentioned it. The guy didn't take any first-string practice reps this week. Comes in, one inherent throw to start, but he's been sharp.
Gain of 23 on the play. First down, Cardinals. Again, 3 wide receivers. Kolb gets it batted down. There's a flag on the play. Once again, good pressure up front. Looked like Red Bryant reached up and blocked another one.
Holding. Offense number 71. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's on the veteran Darren College. We go down to the field to Heidi Androl.
Thank you very much, guys. A lot of concern, as you saw, on the faces of the Arizona Cardinals. Quarterback John Skelton has left the field with an injured right ankle, and he will not return. Guys?
Thanks, Heidi. And now the concern is how long will that injury be? Their third quarterback who's inactive today is Ryan Lindley, a rookie out of San Diego State. Kolb out of the shotgun. On first down, he tries to get it to Andre Roberts. Richard Sherman breaks it up. Late flag. Arizona, I don't know if the players along the sideline influenced the official, but they were waving and waving, and finally the flag came in.
It's a late flag, but it's a good flag. You see Sherman here. You know what? Yeah, you can fight for position.
Defense number 25. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
You can fight for position, but you cannot impede what this wide receiver is trying to do. And you see Dre Roberts there trying to come back to the ball. This is going to get called every time. Yes, the flag was late, Sam, but this is a good call.
Ball down at the 32-yard line of Seattle. First down for the Cardinals. Seattle with a 16-13 lead. Three wide receivers. They split Heap off the line to the left. Pass complete to the tight end, Todd Heap. He's got a first down at the 21-yard line. And good job by LaRod Stevens-Howling picking up the blitz.
Yes, and you love it. You know what? Here's the thing, though. Kolb's doing a great job, but another rhythm play, a thing that takes timing and command and understanding. And he's out here. He's looking sharp, shooting them in, giving catchable balls, and making the right reads.
3 for 5 is Kevin Kolb. LaRod Stevens-Howling squeezes through an opening and gets about 3 on the play down to the 18-yard line.
We just saw some nice little inside running from an undersized back. We saw pass protection the play before. This is what you like. Guys that can do it all.
How about the hurry-up offense here?
You like the tempo. Obviously, fourth quarter, let Kolb do what he's comfortable doing. Put him in the best position to succeed.
Everybody's split out. Empty backfield. Kolb looks, has time, finds Todd Heap at the 10. Inside the 10 is forward progress. First and goal, Arizona. And what a job Kevin Kolb has done coming off the bench, replacing the injured John Skelton. 4 for 6, 56 yards.
Well, and he's finding the key guys. You talk about Todd Heap, you know he's reliable. You know he's going to be where he's supposed to be. Larry Fitzgerald, the same thing.
First and goal, just inside the 10-yard line. Cardinals have had trouble putting the ball in the end zone once they've gotten into the red zone. Stevens-Howling in the backfield. 3 wide receivers. Everybody out. Kolb to Stevens-Howling. At the 5. He's ridden out of bounds by Richard Sherman. He spotted just inside the 6-yard line.
Again, good, crisp, clean read. Get the ball out fast. Take what they're giving you. Kolb again, we just saw it, Stevens-Howling out of the backfield. This is the one. I like the decisions he's making. Like we talked about before, reliable guys, easy throw and catches, continue to maintain gaining ground.
Second and goal at the 6. Heap and 2 wide receivers left. Now they shift Larry Fitzgerald. He comes back. And Ken Wisenhunt ran on the field, wanted a timeout. The pass is caught for a touchdown by Andre Roberts. Ken Wisenhunt wanted a timeout. He had run down the sideline.
And he's glad he did not get it. Kevin Kolb just threw a nice strike. Good ball. Listen, this is how this game works out.
6-yard touchdown pass. Kevin Kolb, what a job coming off the bench after the injury to John Skelton, and Arizona takes the lead.
Dre Roberts is on the outside. You see what he does? It's this little pivot route. You dive in, 3 hard steps, put that left foot in the ground, get out, create that separation. Kevin Kolb, again, though, it always comes back to down in the red zone. good, clean, crisp pass. It was right on the money. Great play, great call, great execution.
6 for 8, 66 yards was Kevin Kolb on that drive. The extra point by Jay Feely is good, and the Cardinals have a 20-16 lead. What a drive by Arizona. 11 plays, 80 yards.
Kevin Kolb, he's the story of this drive. Yes, Todd Heap, great catches. Yes, Larry Fitzgerald. Yes, Dre Roberts finishing it off with a touchdown. The guy comes off the bench, injured John Skelton. Kolb steps in like he's been playing the whole game.
Coming into that drive, starting that drive, Arizona had no first downs in the second half. They had 5 on that drive.
And we were midway through the fourth quarter to give you some perspective of really just the offensive disdain that we've seen from Arizona in this half.
And you talk about a guy who is looking for redemption. Everybody knows he signed a huge contract, free agent contract coming over from Philadelphia. And he lost the job. He lost the starting job to a guy who came out of Fordham, 5th round draft pick, John Skelton. He lost the job. Now he's got a chance to redeem himself with John Skelton hurt. He's taking advantage of an opportunity.
And that's all you can do. He's been afforded an opportunity. My words for Kevin Kolb, stay in the pocket. Don't scramble. He's fought injuries since he's been here. That's one of those things. Keep him in the pocket. Get rid of the ball. Don't try to force things with your legs. Don't try to force things with your arm. This guy has some tools.
And I should point out he was acquired in a trade from Philadelphia, but later they redid his contract and gave him the big money. So now, with just under 5 minutes remaining, the Arizona Cardinals have regained the lead, which at one point was 13-3. They fell behind 16-13. The kick by Feely is through the end zone. And the Seattle Seahawks, with their rookie quarterback, Russell Wilson, will try to get it back. Down 20-16. And the young man, and that's been a story in Seattle. Here is Russell Wilson, a rookie 3rd round draft pick, beating out Matt Flynn, who signed a big free agent contract.
2 teams with $30+ million invested in their backup quarterbacks coming into today's game.
2 wide receivers, Braylon Edwards and Sidney Rice. Michael Robinson, the fullback, Marshawn Lynch, the running back. Wilson to Braylon Edwards. He holds on as he's knocked out of bounds by William Gay at the 30-yard line. That's a first down.
It all starts with protection. You look at your backs, you look at your offensive line. Michael Robinson, a little chip on the way out. Marshawn Lynch stepping up, stoning the linebacker, giving Russell Wilson the opportunity to get the ball to Braylon Edwards. On time, in the right place.
4 catches in the game for Braylon Edwards. Wilson, 13 for 22, as you see there. 109 yards, 1 touchdown. Marshawn Lynch doing a little dancing, looking for room and refusing to go down until 4 Cardinals haul him down after a pickup of 4 to the 35.
How hard is Marshawn Lynch to tackle?
He is.
I had the unfortunate opportunity to be in that 2010 New Orleans Saints Seattle game when this guy made the best run in all of football history. You know, Darnell Dockett, one of the best D linemen in the business, just makes him grab air, gets something out of nothing.
2nd and 6. Robert Turbin is in at running back now for the Seahawks. Off the fake. Wilson in trouble. Slipped one man, but Paris Lennon got him.
This is the pressure package from Arizona. It comes from everywhere. Lennon is the one that ends up getting the sack. But you talk about Sam Acho coming off the edge. Here we go. It's just coming from everywhere. Darnell Dockett, you're getting away with a holding call there as well.
2 sacks on Russell Wilson in the game. Paris Lennon has both of them.
You know, Paris Lennon, a guy that was in the XFL, Sam, in 2001. Now he's a do-it-all middle linebacker in the league. Does things the right way.
3rd and 14. Seahawks have to get to the 41 for a first down. Wilson throws, and he completes it for a first down. He got it to Charlie Martin.
Great ball, but here's the thing again, they've got to do something to mix up the rhythm of their cadence. Sam Acho again getting off the line too quick.
I think that's Martin's first play of the game. I don't remember him being in the game earlier.
I have not remembered.
I think that was his first play of the game. And he knew where the first down marker was.
I love it. Again, situational football.
Big third down play. This is Zach Miller. And Miller gets up to midfield, just across into Arizona territory at the 49. A gain of 9 on the play. Time winding down. Seattle must go all the way to take the lead. They can't. Field goal means nothing.
We're really getting to see Russell Wilson is really understanding what he's seeing in front of him. Good throw, crisp, clean.
Marshawn Lynch out of the backfield. Gets down to the 42-yard line as we get to the 2-minute warning. The Arizona Cardinals in a back-and-forth game have a 20-16 lead. But the rookie, Russell Wilson, is driving the Seahawks into Cardinals territory. Division rivalries, the passion, the emotion, the effort put out. And this has been quite a battle to start the season. Back and forth. Seattle has had the lead twice. Arizona's had the lead twice. And now we're winding down. With 2 minutes remaining, Seahawks first down at the Arizona 42. Everybody out. Wilson, quick pass, dropped.
Good understanding by Russell, knowing that he was outmanned on the offensive line for the blitz package that they were bringing, gets the ball out quick. I really think this is a ball that Baldwin can catch.
There was some pressure from Darnell Dockett. Doug Baldwin, the intended receiver. 3 wide receivers in. Marshawn Lynch in the backfield. Wilson, short drop outside, completes to Braylon Edwards. Out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Again, just taking what's given to him. His vision, he knows what he's got. Yesterday we could see his preparation, knowing down and distance, situational football, what blitz packages are coming on second and short, third and short.
Wilson is 5 for 6 on this drive.
He talked about living for these moments, not fearing them, expecting them, visualizing his success that he would have in the moment.
3rd and 2, Rice motions. Wilson rolls, takes it himself, and goes down, gets a first down. That's a good play.
Great effort.
It's a dangerous play because he's so exposed to a hit.
I like the play call, though. You roll him out, and it looks like we've actually got a, is that Russell Okung that's down? Looks like the left tackle for Seattle.
And he's slow getting up. Oh, he's limping down. Big Russell Okung. He's a mainstay on that line. Oh, he's shaky.
But back to the play call. You know pressure's coming from Arizona. Roll him out of the pocket. Get him on the edge. Allow him to use his great vision and his understanding of where that first down is. Way to avoid the hit. Get the first down by inches. Listen, I don't like praising too many young players, Sam. I'm not old Henry vet, but this kid's done a lot of good things today.
You're like Adrian Wilson. He says, yeah, these guys look good in preseason, but let's see it. Do it in a game.
Exactly.
And he was talking about his own defensive teammates.
That's right. That is right.
But it's been quite a start. Russell Wilson in his NFL debut. The 3rd-round draft pick out of Wisconsin. 17 for 27, 148 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Seahawks with 2 timeouts remaining. First down at the Arizona 31. Blitz coming. Pump fake. Wilson pulled it down. Nobody open. Now he throws to the end zone and throws it away. Closest man to it was Doug Baldwin.
Again, starts with protection. The pressure packages, they just keep coming. You see Marshawn Lynch pick it up, but Sidney Rice again on Patrick Peterson, trying to get him on the little double move here. Russell looks right, comes back left, and then he ends up scrambling his way out and not making a bad play. Throw it away, get rid of the ball, live to play another down.
Good coverage, though, by the Cardinals.
Absolutely.
11th play of the drive for the Seahawks. Everybody out. Wilson. Marshawn Lynch slips and goes down at the 26-yard line. Darrell Washington was there, a gain of 5 on the play. And here comes a big third down play. But this is all about every down now.
Let's see if they bring the pressure. Last time, Russell Wilson, it looks like they're coming up here again. Second down, he had one of the rare opportunities not to have pressure.
Did not get away that time.
This time, they bring it like they normally do, and they get him down.
Darrell Washington with the tackle. And the Seahawks use a timeout. They have 1 remaining, just under a minute to play. And it's 4th down coming up. Wow, you talk about pressure on the young man.
He made a statement yesterday that caught me off guard, and I wrote it down. He said his dad would always tell him there's a king in every crowd, and that he wanted to be that king, whether it was on a football field, a baseball field, at home with his wife. Listen, here's an opportunity for him to be a king.
No, he's big on visualization.
Definitely.
And he visualizes these moments and the big plays. And as he said, there's nothing like playing in front of a crowd of 70 to 80,000 people and trying to come up with a big play. Here it is. They have to get to the 21 for a first down. Three wide receivers in. And timeout. The official runs on the field. Nobody can hear him. And a timeout, Arizona.
This is a good call. Let them get set up. Let Seattle get set up. Let you see their formation. Take a guess at what they're going to call here. Obviously, this is the last play of the game. If they don't get it, I like the call.
Ken Wisenhunt with the lead. We look at our game summary. 2 turnovers each. A lot of penalties in the game. The rookie Russell Wilson, 18 for 29, 153 yards. Leon Washington helped turn the game around for Seattle with 2 tremendous returns, a kickoff return of 82 yards, a punt return of 52 yards. John Skelton played well in the first half, injured in the second half, and then Kevin Kolb came off the bench to help manufacture what might be the game-winning drive.
Absolutely. He said what pressure? Put him in, just dart for dart down the field, picking up protections, putting the ball in the right place, leading his team, even in a no-huddle type situation. They sped up the process of the game, and he thrived.
They're on their feet here. Towels waving. 4th down, Seahawks. Here they come. Wilson puts it up for Sidney Rice. He dropped it. There are 2 flags down. It was Rice against Patrick Peterson. It's against Peterson, and it will give Seattle a first down with 52 seconds to play.
Fence number 21. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
You know what? It's a good call. It's a good call. You see Rice come off the ball with speed, really breaks down, does that little blivet there. You see the hands. After 5 yards, you cannot touch, you cannot impede the process of these wide receivers.
What about what Rice was doing to Peterson?
You know what? I think the initial call is what they saw. They saw the pass interference.
First down at the 13-yard line for Seattle, still alive. Pressure, the throw to the end zone. Batted away from Braylon Edwards. Outstanding play by Michael Adams, who hasn't seen all that much playing time in this game, mostly on special teams. But he comes in with double coverage and broke up the play.
You know what it was? It was good coverage. You look at Braylon Edwards inside. You see Adams hanging that hip pocket. Good play on the ball last second. Good elevation. The one thing about Russell Williams, these last 2, the placement of the balls for these last 2 plays have been great.
Seahawks have 1 timeout remaining. Everybody out. Wilson throws. Touchdown, no! He dropped it. Doug Baldwin dropped it.
This is one of those that Doug Baldwin is going to want back. You see the throw, good protection. They only rushed 4. Looks like Doug Baldwin was actually still down in the end zone.
He's hurt. I don't know if he fell on the ball.
You see Russell's eyes. He sees him immediately, steps up, throws the dart. Tough grab. I think this is probably one where he just knocks the wind out of him. That ball gets kind of trapped between his rib cage and the ground.
Had it for a moment.
Sure did.
But hit the ground and couldn't hold on.
I've been here a few times, Sam. See that right leg kind of kicking around a little bit? It's in my opinion, he's probably struggling to kind of get that breath back. It's a painful feeling. You get knocked out. You're sitting there trying to figure out, can I breathe? And your chest is tight. Your stomach's tight.
Darrell Bevell, the offensive coordinator, and Russell Wilson, the rookie quarterback.
He lays out beautifully for the ball.
Man.
Good placement.
It looked like he had it, and then he lands on the ball. And the good sign is that Doug Baldwin walks off under his own power. 3rd and 10 for Seattle. 42 seconds remaining. Seahawks have 1 timeout remaining. They must put the ball in the end zone. Down by 4.
They were given extra downs by the pass interference call on Patrick Peterson. They need to take a chunk out of this 10 yards that they need right here on 3rd down.
I want to correct myself. Seattle is out of timeouts. Third and 10 from the 13. Charlie Martin is back in the game for Seattle. He made a big catch earlier for a 1st down. Two tight ends, 3 wide receivers, and everybody split out. And the officials signal them ready for play. Wilson throws for Edwards, broke it up. Flag on the play. William Gay reached around to break it up, and 2 flags came in immediately.
You know what? And again, it looked like William Gay was on his back. Looked like Russell Wilson kind of dove the ball in there a little bit.
Defense number 22. Automatic 1st down at the spot of the foul.
We're going to see him right in here.
They did hit him before the ball got there.
You see the contact. You know what? Some would call it pesky. They tend to go both ways at times.
10 penalties in the game on Arizona, 13 called against Seattle. It's 1st and goal. Seahawks at the 7-yard line. In motion, Martin. Marshawn Lynch hit hard at the 5-yard line. Darnell Dockett with a tackle. Calais Campbell with a hard hit.
Interesting call.
And Seattle did have 1 timeout remaining.
Didn't appear on our board up here.
And the Cardinals are arguing that they're out of timeouts. So there's some confusion on the field. We want to welcome everyone around the country who watch the San Francisco Green Bay game here in Arizona. Sam Rosen, Heath Evans, Heidi Androl, and what a game this has been between 2 NFC Western Division rivals. It's gone back and forth, and right now Arizona with a 20-16 lead, 30 seconds remaining, but the Seahawks with a 2nd and goal just inside the 5-yard line. Seattle has used all its timeouts. continuing discussion. There was some confusion. We thought that Seattle was out of timeouts. They called a timeout. And I think Ken Whisenhunt is talking on the sideline thinking the same thing. Well, the officials did give Seattle a timeout. Arizona led 10-3 at halftime. Up that lead to 13-3 in the third quarter.
And Russell Wilson, go ahead.
Then Leon Washington helped turn the game around with two great returns. 82-yard kickoff return, 52-yard punt return that set up 10 points. Seattle took a 16-13 lead. John Skelton, the starting quarterback for Arizona, was injured. Kevin Kolb came on the bench and led his team to a go-ahead touchdown.
And it was a pretty drive by Kevin Kolb. Accurate, consistency. It didn't look like he had just come off the bench.
Great confusion here about the timeout situation.
And then Russell Wilson, is given his opportunity to shine late in the fourth quarter, drives his team back down. He's been helped here on situational football with some pass interference call on William Gay and Patrick Peterson. But he's got his team here in position again with 30 seconds left to get his team to 1-0 in the division.
The question, I believe, is was Seattle charged with a timeout when Doug Baldwin was injured after the incomplete pass in the end zone?
Inside of 2 minutes.
We want to try and get some clarification. Mike Pereira's in our studio in LA. Mike, what are your thoughts on what's going on here with a timeout situation?
Well, I'll tell you something, I can't be totally sure because I don't know the total number, but with the injury in the end zone inside of 2 minutes, that should have converted to a charged timeout and took their last timeout if that was the third. But regardless, the damage is done because even if they were out of timeouts, it got granted by the officials. There's no penalty for it. It becomes an officiating error. So there's nothing you can do other than set them up and start with 30 seconds to go. So really, the discussion is really irrelevant at this point because the damage has been done.
Okay.
And again, there's no penalty for calling, for asking for a timeout when you're not entitled to one unless you're trying to freeze a kicker.
All right. Let's hear from the referee. Thank you, Mike. There's Bruce Hermanson, our referee.
Seattle did have a timeout to use. Their third timeout was a result of an incomplete pass followed by an injury. The clock was not running. They were not charged with that timeout. This is their third and final timeout.
Let's see if we can bring back Mike for a clarification.
That's not true, Sam. That's not true. Just because the clock was stopped, that doesn't mean you still don't get charged with the timeout. It is a charged timeout. The clock being stopped means there's only not a 10-second runoff, so that's not the case in this situation.
Thank you, Mike. Second and goal. Wilson throws the fade route. It's broken up. Patrick Peterson on Sidney Rice. That's been a matchup throughout the game. And Peterson, who told us coming in he wants to improve as a defender, made a big play here.
There's our guys going at it all day, and it's been a physical battle. This is probably the first ball by Russell Wilson that wasn't placed where it needed to be placed. Give Sidney an opportunity to go up, make a grab versus a big physical corner like Patrick Peterson. Got to get that ball high and outside. Back pylon is the aiming point for that throw.
Third and goal for Seattle at the 4-yard line. The blitz on, the fade deep into the end zone for Martin, incomplete. Covered by Michael Adams. And a hit by Darnell Dockett on Russell Wilson as he released the pass. That brings up fourth and goal for Seattle.
This is another great play right here. You're going to see Michael Adams, last second at the ball, swipe it away, good awareness. His back was turned to the ball, knock it out right there.
Seahawks sixth play inside the 15-yard line. Here's the game, right here, fourth and goal, Seahawks. Wilson, the pass for Edwards, incomplete. William Gay covering. The Arizona defense comes through.
I think Russell put the ball in the spot it needed to be. Tough play, tough catch. This is where your big-time wide receivers, this is where Larry Fitzgerald will find a way to make his team right. Looks like we have Adams down in the back corner of the right end zone.
William Gay covering Braylon Edwards on this one.
We got Braylon Edwards coming in here, and you see him, the ball, that's where you have to put it. You can try to put it low and inside, but Braylon Edwards is a big wide receiver. That's an easier catch where Russell just put that ball than making Braylon dive down to the ground and try to, slide in and make a tough catch. It's a good ball, good placement. It's an extremely tough catch. Those are the ones you want to make, though.
William Gay, who was called for interference a couple plays earlier, comes up with a good play.
Great redemption, and this is, I've never understood the DB position. These guys will get smoked for a touchdown, come back with just complete confidence in the next play. And the great ones, the William Gays, the ones that have been involved in Super Bowl runs and championship runs, find a way to get it done.
Arizona Cardinals play tight games, and this is another one, and they have pulled out a 20-16 win. For Russell Wilson, disappointment in his NFL debut, but he shows a lot of promise.
Yes, he does.
And a lot of poise on the field. Did a lot of good things. And for Kevin Kolb, what a return to the field after he lost the starting job to John Skelton. Skelton gets injured. Kolb leads the game-winning touchdown drive, going 6 for 8 for 66 yards and a touchdown to Andre Roberts. The Arizona Cardinals win on opening day over the Seattle Seahawks 20-16. Kevin Kolb, a huge hero for the Cardinals. We'll be right back.
That is the end of the game.